We're live. Hey, how about that? Just cue it up.
It's Academy, I love it.
It was the first thing I had in the palette, like cueing.
I feel like I should be standing, or we're gonna do athletics or something.
Wait, I gotta do. Let's see here. I gotta get the fade going here.
Now it's starting to feel like the beginning of a Marvel movie.
Hey, welcome to the Arcade Hangout. I wish Mock was here to do this. This is show 253, if he can believe it.
Wow.
It's,
You should have got that guy from 53.
Well, just
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, there was a lot of talk about getting. So, anyways, we're a group of friends likes to get together every other week to talk about arcade stuff, things, and whatever's on our mind, basically. So, if you guys are just joining in for the first time, I'm sorry, but and for those that you have joined in, you know exactly what you're getting into. So. So anyways, yeah, so show 53 was when we had, his name's Dan, but I forget his last name. I think he went by Pac-Man Dan, if I recall.
Sounds right.
And he did a tour of, was it his house and his parents' house? Where he had
Yeah,
like
I think it started at his parents' house and then went to his house.
Went to his house. And he had a ton of games, but everything was super dark and I don't even know how to describe it. You have to go back and watch it. It was legendary.
And I'll probably be exaggerating, of course. I never exaggerate about anything, but the part I remember was like he's in the backyard and he's got all these like Rush the Rocks, like arcade cockpit machines out in his backyard, like sitting on the dirt with tarps over him. But it's late at night. It's all dark, and he's all, yeah, the fucking neighbors complained to me to the cops, like yelling out loud over his fence.
I listened to it. Yes, because I watched it just recently, like last week. Because Gak, yeah, he said something like that. Yeah, I was laughing because you brought it up. Yeah, he was like, dude, what an asshole she is. Worst neighbor or whatever. He was going, yeah, it was really funny about the neighbor. Yeah. That's episode 53, and I think it's like 2 hours in or something.
It's 53. Yeah, it's a ways in. I remember that. Yeah. And that was 53. I didn't look at the date, but that wasn't long after. Shit, that was a long time ago. Because I don't think that was very long after I'd been living here.
Yes, and your apartment was kind of empty. Like you said, you just moved in, you didn't have your setup.
Yeah, and that was yeah, so that would have been like maybe fall. I have to look at the date, but it was of like 2016.
I wasn't on there that night. Wow.
It was. I just remember how much was like. There were all kinds of. Yeah, it was a legendary episode. That's for sure. I haven't thought about that for a long time.
Oh, I never.
It would be fun to get him back on here and just kind of. Can you give us an update?
Yeah. How's the neighbor? Oh, they're great. Phenomenal. Wow. This is the best neighbor ever. I moved. Oh, it's great. Oh.
No, and then one of the big takeaways was that he had, was it, maybe it was but he had like an entire fridge chock full of like Chips Ahoy cookies.
Yes, the fudge, keyboard fudge cookies, weren't they?
Yes.
Why were they refrigerated?
It was like they would be on sale at the local like dollar store or something, so he'd just buy like the entire case of them because they were his favorite cookies. It was something like that.
Okay,
I store them in the fridge because they'll last a lot longer.
Yeah, they won't. You don't have to worry about them melting and stuff. And
wow. Well, I guess when you're buying, cookies in bulk like that, if you're just buying the entire, like, I'll take them all. Like, wow, okay, you just got to make them last.
He was doing the Costco hauls before Costco.
Yeah,
exactly. Jeez.
Well, I think there wasn't any countertop room to put them because he had like monitors and chassis all over the kitchen counters and everything. Like,
yeah. That was nuts. I think I had some fun with the soundboard back then. Mostly in the musical sense, but yeah. So what's new with everyone? Anything?
So not arcade related, but I've been on a Double Dragon for the Nintendo kit. As one is often
the original
to do.
or
1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. I've
Okay.
been playing them all, and it's funny. Like you kind of, it's probably been 20 plus years since I've been playing them, and like you go to certain spots, like wait a minute, I remember this. I remember getting very angry here. Why did I get very in the like it's Double Dragon 2 when the second level?
Oh, when he got the little spinny, the last
twins,
stage.
I'm like, oh, I remember why I fucking hated you people. Oh god damn it, yeah. So that was
that whole. Did you play it on what is it, Supreme Master or something like that? The one where you have to fight the shadow guy at the end.
I know this. Yeah, so there's I beat it on the second one. I haven't. I'm working on Supreme Master to get to.
Okay.
You fight the shadow, and then there's another boss after that. The original.
Yeah, you fight
boss.
your clone, and then you fight the Shadow Master.
Yes,
or
I haven't
whatever.
gotten to the Shadow Master.
Have
yet.
you completed that before? Have you?
No, I actually this time around was the first time I beat the second person.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
So pro tip, if you didn't know this already, but start a 2-player game.
2-player game, 2-player
Yeah.
B because you beat them up. Yep, absolutely. Oh yeah.
So you start. So yeah, for people that don't know, you start a 2-player game, and you beat up your co-op person until he's dead, and for every life you take from him, you gain. You both start out with 3 lives, and then you get his lives. So
I think it's because there's 2 options. There's A and B. Because A, if you hit your partner, it does nothing. So
it just goes right through them. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so you got to do that. Yeah, that's the only way I could get through. I suck at some of the jumps on those things too.
It's ridiculous. It reminds me. Double Dragon 3 also has a last stage that's very much like that.
The Mummy. I've made it to the Mummy. When
that game makes me scream.
Spoiler alerts for a 30-year-old video game. The person that's helping you, Marina, is actually the main villain, and I can get by her.
Yeah, the
final
fucking
one.
old lady.
The old broad, yeah, exactly. I can get by her, but the next one always gets me.
Yeah,
I know that. I'm not going to play it because
that's my favorite. Everyone seems to love the second one the most, but I like the third because I think it's cool that along the way the bosses join you.
Yes.
So like after you defeat a boss, then he joins you on your quest, and then you can play as them. Like that's fucking awesome
too. Yeah, like the ninja's great at like the jumping ones, and
he's very agile and fast.
The shorter,
he's got
fatter
the
guy is great for just like small, like I love the flying headbutt that he does.
His like chin or whatever. His like his
hands,
punches, his hand like kill like everyone. Like you hardly have to hit them.
If you if you get close enough to get them, you're in great shape with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that fucking last stage pisses me off. You're doing these goofy ass jumps, and sometimes the jump you want to do because you can do different types of jumps doesn't come out, and you just fall through a big gap. Yeah,
that's a hard. Even the 4 for Super Double Dragon for Super Nintendo is
I never
fun
played that.
game. That's a fun little game. Yeah, that's nice. It has a lot more of like you use your optics around you. Like they'll have like a punching bag. If you hit it, it'll hit the enemy and like. It's a little thing that's kind of fun where you hit the enemy with the punching bag and it knocks them down. Like, it's rather than you straight beat them up, it's like at least they tried something interesting here. So
nice.
Anyways, that's what I've been up to in almost 1 year till the quarantine. Just going through my old NES games, being like, here we go. I think
all that stuff's packed up in box. It's all boxed up, and I think it's at my parents' house. Like my Atari's there. I think my Nintendo, all that stuff is in my old little bedroom boxed up in my parents' house. But I haven't thought of that stuff for a while. I think some of it might be in storage, but
the timeless.
Speaking of beat 'em ups, I sold a game. I sold my Mortal Kombat.
Oh, buried the lead.
Nice. Sold it on Sunday. That was I had it listed for a skosh under 2 weeks. I think my Craigslist ad was on for 11 days. I posted it on Clav a little before then, so I think it was about 2 weeks that it took. And
that's cool.
Yeah, that was.
What were you asking for it? What was it listed at?
I sold it for $1,250.
Oh wow!
Is that what you listed it at?
No, well, initially I listed it at $1,400 because there was one on Clav. It was a Ultimate Mortal Kombat, or sorry, it was a Mortal Kombat 4 that was dedicated, that had sold recently on Clav for $1,500. It sold really quickly in Northern California, like 2 days, and it was gone. So I'm like, oh well, 3 is, you know, I had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in a 2 cab, and I'm like, okay, 3 is the better game, or so I've been told,
Yes,
by
you're right.
by by a source, because you know I'm not exactly a Mortal Kombat girl, and so I'm like, oh, okay, well, so I listed it at 14, thinking the cabinet's not as, it's not as in beautiful shape as that other one, but it's the better game. And but I didn't get any traction. Dropped it to 1250. It sat for a little bit. Got lots of offers on Facebook. Well, let's see. My first contact was a scammer who wanted to send me a check. Well, I mean, he did not announce himself as such, but I ascertained it with the check, and the fact that he was looking for the item. I think we talked about this the other week. I just listed it, and that was my one person who contacted me. Then I got nothing on Craigslist for quite a while, and then I got on Facebook, because I put it on all the places. I started with Clav, gave them first chance, and then when that didn't solicit anything, I put it on Facebook. Then I put it on, I think, Nextdoor and Craigslist last. But so on Facebook, I was offered to trade it for a guitar, a hammock, or insulation.
A hammock.
Number
I know, it was
420, man.
Yeah, right. It was all the same dude. Like he's like, "Are you into guitars?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "How
about Legos?"
Yeah. Like custom hammocks, insulating. I'm like,
I've got a collection of Playboys.
Yeah, exactly.
9 cases of mason jars to make jam. No, I don't need them.
It'd be one thing if you said like interesting trades accepted, but you probably said like cash. So it's like
yeah. And I think on Clav I had said, you know, like I needed room, so not interested in trades at this time. I didn't think to put it elsewhere, so I did. Yeah, so I didn't mention about like I'll trade it for cash.
Right.
So the next person who contacted me at least was like interested in trading for an arcade game. And right. I'm like, I just need the room, thanks, but no thanks. And then I had a couple of people who were real interested, and you know, all the things, and they just never came through. And I'm definitely going to be coming by. Like, I don't even know where you're coming from, and I haven't given you my address, so good luck with that one. But then, somebody contacted me on Sunday. He was looking for exactly what I had, which was an Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and a Mortal Kombat 2 cab. And it was like, this is his first game. And in the best friend of the year, maybe the decade award, goes to the man who on my computer screen is to my left, Gino. He's probably somewhere else on your screen.
Yep.
So this dude's so this guy's coming, and you know, he was really cute on the phone. He's like, you know, he was like, you could just tell he was so excited, and this was going to be his first game. When he moved out of his parents' house 19 years ago, his like the guy his roommate had a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet with all the boards in it, but the only one he ever wanted to play was 3. And so that's what he was looking for, and he was just so excited about, you know, he wanted to have something that worked, you know, kind of turnkey, because he didn't do any repair, and it was just, you know, and I'd replaced, you know, the power supply, and Buffett had done the monitor, and so he was all excited. So I messaged Gino, and the guy's coming from about an hour away. And so I messaged Gino. I'm like, hey, I got someone I think is, you know, almost certainly going to pick up this game. If he and I can't muscle it into the truck, because thank goodness he had a truck, are you available? And for those of you who don't know, Gino lives about 20 minutes away from me. And I guess you were actually just coming back from work, but he's like, he's like, what time? I'm like, I think it's probably about 45 minutes. Like, oh, I'll be over. I'm like, ding, 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 which was awesome, because that thing is a beast. That was
actually, well, it wasn't that bad. You know, it's once you get on the truck, it's easier than trying to shove it in the back of a car or something. But yeah, once it was up on the bed, yeah, we're done.
Well, yeah, it's
That's
that
right.
alley-oop. It's the alley-oop up into the back of the truck. And thank goodness he had a truck and not something else. But but yeah, it was, and he was sweet, right? He was like he was.
Yeah, he was excited about the first game, and then just like you could tell he has knows. And we were all there at that one point, that first time we ever bought a game, and he was there, just like, yeah, I don't know the first thing about this, but I'm enjoying. But I want to get a Simpsons too, and he's like, welcome to the addiction. You know, this is
Right.
small like this, and the next thing you know, you're gonna have a garage cade.
Yeah, he was like, oh, just one. I only have room for one. And Gino and I are like,
Yeah.
We
We've
we
heard
all
that
said that.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I started with that at my parents' house. It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't last long for Joe. That's gonna, yeah.
No, it was really cool to see how excited he was, and he like,
Oh, yay. That's
love
awesome.
or any of that stuff. You know, he's just like, okay, I just want to play the game. Yeah,
Right, he was
really into it.
he was just kind of trembly, right? Like it was like the end,
Yeah.
and it was cute because he had shown up right before Gino got there, and so it was I had that game was at the end of my garage, and had the door open and COVID and all that stuff. So, and we're all masked, of course, and so I had him said, go ahead and come on into the garage. I'll close the door so that you have a chance to play it, so you can see it, because with the daylight with that garage door up, so you're not gonna be able to see it very well. So he stepped in and put in the garage door. He's like, oh yeah, that makes a world of difference. I'm like, okay, I'll let you do your thing, and I'll be right back. And so I let him play, and it was cute because I came back out into the garage. He's like, I'll take it. Like he was just so excited.
It's like he was expecting not to see the actual game. It'd be like something made out of cardboard or something. And he's like, oh, it's real. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, and he was worried, like, are the joysticks, he had obviously been told like a checklist, like, you have to watch out to make certain the joysticks aren't sticking. And
Awesome.
I could not have picked a better person to have that, to buy that game. And I, even the next day, at one point on Monday, I was like, you know what? I bet he's playing that game right now. Like, that game's just getting a ton of play.
Right.
It's exactly what you want. That is the exact seller or buyer that you want to have.
You knew it went to a good home.
Yeah, someone's going to treat it right and not looking just to flip it or like get a good deal and like try and sell it for a little bit more 2 days later.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That
he was
never
thrilled. I
happens.
gave him a little tour of it. I'm like, okay, this is, the transformer. Here's your power supply. It's like $30. It's not a big deal. If it goes out, but it's already been replaced, it should be fine. And kind of show him all the little parts. It was really
Well,
That's
so
awesome.
Now, hopefully, the next step, knock on wood, he's not calling you back like, hey, I got home and the machine doesn't fire up, and
The monitor's not coming on.
wanting like lifetime warranty on it,
Donnie sells a lot of games, and he's got guys who do that all the time. Can you change the
Oh,
joystick out? And I'm like, oh, dude. he's like, but he helps them out or whatever. He walks like a couple of them. They got it home. Well, it's not well. It's something just got loose. It was working. You saw it. It was working in my garage when you tested it. You put it on the let's go through it, and he usually gets them working. But
That happened to me once with one of the Mega Touches I sold to a guy. It was a long time had passed, months, and I get I think he Facebook messaged me because I sold it through Facebook Marketplace, and he's like, hey, hate to bother you, blah blah blah, but I just had a question. When I turned it on the other day, I hadn't had it on for a few days, and I turned it on, and this message is coming up on the screen, and I knew exactly what it was. And I'm like, well, most likely it's this, and if you open it up, you do this and this and this, and he's like, okay, thanks, I'll give that a try. And I never heard back from him, so I assume that it worked.
That's a good thing. Well, that's when I asked somebody like, oh, I sold the person a fire escape, but I didn't hear anything back. They go, no, that's good.
Yeah.
If they're not complaining, then they're happy with what they got most of the time.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
No one calls and says, hey, the game's playing great. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Joe sent me a picture. When he left, he's
Oh,
like,
he did.
I'll send you a picture when I get it set up. And
Awesome.
like an hour and a half later.
And he's dressed as Raiden playing it. Boy, is he a fan?
Yeah, so
Well, spe-
for me, game wise, if you guys don't mind, I'll
Spill it.
Yeah, please.
So-
That's what the
All right.
question.
Look,
That's
he's a
what it's
kid.
all
He's a
about.
kid at Christmas. Look how excited he is. I wonder what the hell he's got. He's bouncing up and down. He's so excited. What the hell do you have, Gak?
So going back, I think I may have mentioned this part, but I'll kind of lead up to where I'm at now. But 6 months or so ago, my local buddy Kevin at Out of Order Arcade,
AKA. No,
he had like a major hard on for my Qbert, and he's like, we got to do some trade. And I was like, no. You know, it took me forever to get this. You know, I got the monitor all rebuilt, and you know, I can't rebuild monitors, so. And then I also had this other machine that was it was converted from an original Dragon's Lair, but I was starting to build it back together. Like I got the scoreboard from Keith.
Oh, nice.
And then I bought the whatever that multi-kit was from the guy that was at
Dexter?
CAX a couple years ago. Yeah.
Daphne, Dexter, all that stuff.
I think so. Yeah, like that full set.
Merlin.
So, and I had the reproduction harness, and I was like starting to piece it together. I was in a chunk of money on it, but he really, really wanted it, and I'm like, man, I want to get a pinball machine again. And he had like some he was considering getting rid of because he wanted to get newer, like brand new pins in. And so I was like, all right, well, let's do a deal for 2 pins then. so I wound up trading him 4 games for 2 pinball machines. So what he got from me is he got the Qbert, which had the Doyle 10-in-1 kit, and then the Dragon's Lair project, and my red tent, which Carrie and Jim, you guys saw that a long time ago.
Wow, yeah.
Yep.
And then what was the fourth? Oh, Rally X. Rally X was the 4th machine.
Oh,
And then, Then what I got from him was Roller Games. It's from like 1990. It's a pretty fun game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other machine was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. So, anyways, between then and now, I think I've gotten like 12 machines or something crazy like that.
Shit.
Like a month or so later, I think it was on Facebook Marketplace. It was a conversion, but I knew right away it was a Qbert. It had the raised letter coin door and everything. It was converted to like
his mutant power.
Yeah.
He knew the cabinet.
Exactly.
So it was like a Time Soldiers. I'm like, you know what? I missed the Qbert already, so I got to get this, you know. So it was like, I think it was $250 for the machine. And so I opened it up, and there was a second circuit board in it. It was Contra. And I'm like,
nice.
Shit, Contra is almost worth that by itself.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And it works and everything too. So,
you should actually, Leo, you just missed it. Gak picked up a game, had a spare Contra board inside it. Leo.
I can't hear you. Technical difficulties.
All right. Well.
Yeah. So, anyways, I got that, and then I'm like, man, I got to try to piece this back together as Qbert. So I actually already had the control panel overlay and the overlay that goes below the control panel, like as spares for my machine, which I didn't even need because they were in good shape. So I'm like, all right, I'm one step, in the right direction. But the control panel had been drilled for 2-player rotary sticks, for the Time Soldiers.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, that one's gonna be bare because the control panel's all bent too. Like someone tried to break into the machine or something. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to fabricate my own or something at some point. Which just like a week ago, I would have built my own, but with all this COVID stuff, I'm not even barely going to the office anymore, and trying to do side projects just isn't in the plans right now. So at work. But Takeman had some extras. He popped up for sale, like ready to ship last week. So I just bought one. I already got it. Got it earlier today. So
awesome.
Got that, and then found a original Qbert stick, and I got the 6 hours that they're actually available on Arcade Shop for the Milestar, multi or whatever. I was lucky to get one of those. So I'm like most of the way there already.
God,
What-
the gotcha
Wow.
shiny.
Do you with that
Totally.
multi? Do you still need a PCB or do you already have that?
It's a JAMA PCB.
Oh,
J-Rock.
sweet.
The J-Rock.
Oh shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're almost. Oh
Yep.
fuck yeah, you're
And I
almost
got
there.
the marquee from Arcade Shop also. So the thing I need to still buy is the bezel, because the bezel is just
Oh, okay.
regular glass. But I don't want the acrylic ones. I want to get the glass.
You want the
one.
glass
But
one.
that's bank, man. They're like 150
Yeah.
bucks or something.
Who does that? Is that this whole game or is that?
Phoenix, I think.
Oh, Phoenix. Oh, nice.
Yep. So kind of, I don't know. I'll get to that at some point. But
How
yeah.
does
So
the
then,
how does the cab look?
what's that?
How does the cabinet look? Is it pretty good, or is it?
It's
need-
pretty solid. The only thing I'd say that is kind of a little bit of a bummer, but whatever, is at some point someone put like a bill acceptor in it on the kick plate. So like to the left of the coin
Wow.
door has the box that you could slip a bill in or whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I have no idea what arcade it was at or who knows, So,
Huh.
but yeah, so then let's see. I got a picture here so I can reference all the other cabinets I got. So these machines I got anywhere from free up to maybe I paid more for a couple, but the majority of them were like between free and like $400.
Wow.
So
Sweet.
I got a Firepower 2 pinball.
Whoa.
It's a major project, but I got it for free. The playfield's got a lot of wear. It powers on, but it doesn't work. It just makes weird noises. I got a NARC, medium res
Oh,
NARC,
sweet.
Williams NARC. I got
Wow, that hasn't been like converted to something
know.
or
and I have to, shout out to my buddy Kevin for, letting me get a deal on that. He certainly could have sold it for more. He has one in his arcade. I'm like, man, I'd love to get one of these at some point. I kept trying to like saying, what do we want to trade for it? What do we want to trade for it? The one that's at his arcade. And then he got a second one. So I'm like, to get two, like how the hell does that happen?
that is nuts.
Wow.
And then I got a Minefield by Stern. So
Sorry, I didn't hear. What was it?
Think of like Tutankhamun.
Minefield.
Minefield, yeah.
Oh, Minefield. Okay.
So think Stern Tutankhamun, right? The dual stick.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But it's the same cabinet, I think. It's a tiny bit different. Sides are red. It's a dual stick with a button, but I think it's like a dual 8-way sticks or something. But it's missing the circuit board and the monitor. So,
Minefield.
but the rest of it's all in really nice shape. The neighbor actually asked me about it like a couple years ago. My next door neighbor had a centipede in their garage. And they're like, hey, you know how to fix these? I'm like, a little bit. I could help you with yours. And then it just nothing ever happened. And then like 6 months later, they're like, oh, we're thinking about selling it. You want to buy it? I'm like, yeah. And I shot them a price. And they're like, okay, we'll let you know. And then like a year or so goes by. And then just all of a sudden, a few weeks ago, they're like, hey, okay, we want to get rid of it. So if you want it, come get it. So, all right. So I just got the dolly out, rolled my dolly over 50 feet.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Easiest
And then-
pickup ever.
Yep. And then, so these aren't in order or anything, but, the same buddy of mine, he does those want to buy ads, right? And he's like, lucks out, man. He just gets smoking deals. And I'm like, I need to just try doing some of that just to see, So I put an ad out.
Didn't we all? I mean, we all did that.
We did that, and I told him about that.
Yeah.
I had like a horrible experience, really. I was like, the only people that contacted me was like some tweakers that were like, thought they were sitting on a bunch of money and they were trash machines and parts, But yeah, so this time it seems like I got a couple bites, and then I'd have like 2 or 3 people that like think I'm selling games, but it's strict. It specifically says buying. I'm not looking to sell. I'm just a buyer, right? And I'm like, no, sorry, But I did get one that contacted me, and so I wound up picking that up, Battlezone.
Oh, cool.
I
Oh.
kind of
Full
always
si- the
wanted a
full upright?
Battlezone because they're unique controls. It's a vector game.
Yeah.
It's got the periscope.
Oh yeah.
the,
Sweet.
The shroud or whatever. They're really clean, fully working. So
Wow.
Isn't there a footstep or no?
it does. It has the pedestal on it.
Oh, no.
Huh.
Too, yeah.
Awesome.
totally converted machine that used to be Arabian. The side art is missing. I got a Satan's Hollow, which I've been
Whoa.
looking for years.
Like
Oh,
complete?
wow.
It's missing the circuit board.
Okay.
So it's complete other than that.
Sweet.
And
That's a cool cabinet.
Yeah. So I've heard that you can, because I actually have a second Tron circuit board that I got years ago. Just, it was a local deal. I got
You can convert it?
That may be possible, but I also there's the high score saves, that's the multi that allows you to play Satan's Hollow in a Tron. So I bought that a year or two ago whenever it came out, thinking like, well, I'll never find a Satan's Hollow, so I'm going to just get this. And so I've heard that you can get it to boot to Satan's Hollow only. Like if you put it on a Tron board, you can just have a default boot to Satan's Hollow.
Because it's the same hardware, it's the MCR game and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, these are all long-term projects. So
if that board came out right after I sold my Tron or traded my Tron to Dave.
Yes.
And I have to say, had I known about that board before I did the trade, I might have thought twice about it. So because Tron.
Yeah. How ironic or coincidental that Dave just happened to get up and walk away.
When you mentioned that,
right when I was talking about it. Although in the end, honestly, I love Fire Escape, and that was no regrets, as they say. But that board, it's like right after, it's like, I wish I would have known about that. I would have thought about it a little bit more. Seems Holland's awesome.
My most recent pickup.
There's more?
Oh yeah, there's a couple more.
You didn't get the memo?
So then I'm going to lead to why I had to sell some games, which I did. I had too many. So
that's why you're not actually sitting in the garage right now.
Yeah, and it's cold. So the machine is really rough. It's seen some water, and it was missing the control panel. But I don't regret how much money I got for it, but I regret losing my Wacko. So I actually got another Wacko.
No shit.
It's basically complete minus the control panel, which here's another crazy thing. The hoarder in me, when I saw a deal on a control panel, I picked it up a few years ago. So I've been sitting on a complete Wacko control.
I remember that picture you showed of like you have a gazillion control panels.
Probably it's 50 or 60, yeah.
God,
like that.
yeah.
I know.
That's awesome.
Ridiculous. So if you guys remember when we went to Nat in Denver, 34K was having troubles with his controls for his Wacko. So I pulled it was like the circuit boards for the trackball or something was his issue. So I pulled them off that control panel, my spare, to bring him in. So I had that control panel before we went to Nat. So that's how long I've had that. 4 years or so now. So yeah, that's one of those that paid off to hold on to it,
and was this from you placing that ad? You got a freaking
No. Okay, the only one from placing the ad was the Battle Zone.
Okay.
The rest were either I saw a deal looking online, or a lot of these was through my buddy and Kevin.
Okay.
That either extra games he didn't want, or he saw a deal, or we, he bought a few and I bought one or two, however it worked out,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I also got Asteroids.
You got Asteroids?
You got Asteroids?
Yeah. Yes, I do. And that was one Kevin, again, thank you again on that one. He sent me a message like that morning. He's like, hey, I already have one and I don't feel like driving out there. If you want it, I'll just, tell him you'll come get it. And it was probably an hour drive. I want to say about 200.
Wow.
It's fully working. The sound is not working though. And I haven't tried to address that, but it works completely and it's in nice shape. I mean, I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Wow.
So,
nice.
Yeah. And then I mentioned the Q-Bert. So, but yeah, so then that's when I realized like I got too damn many games, I have my open rows in the garage cade, right? So you can walk down the aisle and there's games on either side of you, and there's a little over 4 foot gap between them. So, not like I have a lot of people here, but someone could be standing at a machine on one side and the other person can walk around you or play the game that's opposite.
Oh, perfect.
It's not just a 2 foot narrow lane or whatever. So I have this kind of U-shape area. So as I get too many games, it starts filling up. Like, the open row starts getting smaller and smaller, So I pretty much lost one whole row because I had, 5, 6, 7 games too many. So
Whoop.
yeah, so it wasn't even for sale, but I had someone approach me and again, made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And I'm like, shit. I gotta have the space. So come on, baby's gone.
Wow.
Now the guy who bought it from me, ironically, was kind of funny, and he is planning on bringing it to CAX. When I had Cheyenne a few years ago, I sold it at CAX, and like a year later, I built my chiller. So it was like, I still had the 440 multi later, but
you're just a regular even Steven.
Yeah, it still works out. But yeah, the guy, he lives literally, you look from his like front yard towards his backyard and you can see the 49ers stadium, which is like right across the highway or whatever, the train tracks or whatever from CAX. So he's really close.
Yeah.
So yeah, the same guy, he's the one who reached out to me. So he bought that. And then he kept asking about any other games because he wanted to get some more stuff. So there were 2 projects. I had 3 Atari System 1 cabinets. So one of them, the one I kept, is the one with Roadrunner, and I have other kits for it. But the other 2 were like empty or major projects that were Road Blasters, basically.
Okay.
So he said he got the thing that Lewis got, that
multi. The multi. Yeah.
So he's looking to build one up. So he'll be able to put together one decent machine, and the other one, it's on him. How much of a project he wants to take on.
And those are big bulky cabinets. So
so those 3 went to the same guy, and then Dave and I, we you guys know we have this other side game night thing we do.
I was going to actually ask if you guys are still doing it. It's so weird to not get to not hear peeps. Because Dave was like, I'm putting you back on the email list, and then I never.
No, I didn't. You said take you off. I took you off. Did you want to go back?
You were like when I joined you, the one. Fuck, that was a while ago. The last time I was on.
How many beers was I in though? I probably forgot.
I didn't count them.
I'll put you back on the email list. I just won't send you
one. Yeah, one or the either.
No, and I've been having an issue with my phone with the text. Like I had a call, like there's some glitch and my group texts weren't even going out.
I'll pop on once in a while for sure.
Yeah, I'll put you back on the email list. I just won't send any more texts, so you can look and you'll know. Like, as you'll know.
This way, I know if you text me, you really just want to talk to me.
So anyways, in that group, Steve Barbie, Grinkers Steve, he's there pretty much always.
How long is his hair now?
It's pretty long. It's pretty long.
Yeah, he's got a hell of a ponytail if he wants it.
Yeah, he's got that kind of 70s rocker look to me.
It's totally him. Yeah.
I always text him like, "Are you coming on Zoom? I want to see your hair."
He could be playing guitar in Led Zeppelin or something, is what it looks like. So anyways, Donnie, who's in there with us too, those 2 were talking about games, and Steve's, he's got his own private collection now of 50-ish games, something like that, and he's got a few still that he wants. So I think he bought a couple of games off Donnie, and then like 3. Donnie had a Fire Escape for sale, the only one he had for a little bit, and Steve was talking about wanting to buy that, and I was not about to step on toes, but I'm kind of like, I have a second Fire Escape. So Donnie decided, before I even say anything, Donnie was like, I really want to keep it. It's the only one, it's not like he'll get another one. So he decided to keep it. So then that's when I told Steve, I'm like, I actually have a second one if you're interested, So we kind of worked out a deal, and he bought the second Fire Escape I had, which I originally wanted it for like trade bait. But the 4 or 5 times I tried to do a trade, they just weren't interested. People just want money for the most part. Whenever they're wanting to get rid of things, like Carrie, right?
Or guitars, or like something like that.
Installation.
Exactly.
Yeah, need the space. Yep.
But yeah, so he got that, and then the other machine I had, it was originally Tasmania, but it had been converted to Rock and Rope. So I had it as Rock and Rope, and that was one of my bit kit machines. Like I just put a bit kit in it. I had an adapter to go to JAMA, but he wanted the Rock and Rope. Like he was talking about it one night, Dave. Like he's like, that's a game I really want to get.
Yeah.
And then
Dave
when
doesn't remember.
he was
I
saying
remember that. I remember that.
when he's saying when he said he was going to get the Fire Escape for me, he's like, you got any other games? Because you can save on shipping if you get 2 games. The second game is pretty much almost free to ship. And the games I listed him, he's like, nah. But I wasn't even thinking about Rock and Rope. But then once he brought up Rock and Rope, I'm like, all right, So he got those 2. So
nice.
With
Nice.
that, I'm mostly back to regular space now. Nothing's really blocked. and then the other big bonus is I got some cash in the pocket.
There you go.
Oh, that helps.
Nice.
I got decent money for all that stuff. So I actually already bought some 2/3 of the money is going to go into some outdoor projects in the backyard, but the other third is going back into the arcade. And it's something I've been wanting since I kind of turned it into arcade. Is I got a split air conditioning unit, so it's a heating air conditioning unit.
Oh, nice.
It's a mini split, is what it is. So it's like
so you can spend more time out there.
yeah. So I'll actually be able to be out there when it's 90+ degrees outside or freezing in the winter. But yeah, so I already bought the unit. I already have it, and then soon I'll be working on getting it installed. So, but the budget's already there. And I already allocated it, so now it's like I don't have to worry about it.
And for our East Coast listeners, when you said freezing, what temperature do you mean by freezing?
Oh yeah, like 48 degrees.
Oh my goodness!
Today it was fucking 62 degrees here. I'm like, what fucking month is this?
I went outside and laid down and like on a chair, being like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing ever." Oh, it was like in the high 50s. Oh, it was the greatest.
It was bizarre. Like going outside, I had just in a just t-shirt. Like I ran into town and to run on some errands, and it's like this is great. But I know better. In like 72 hours, we could get a blizzard for all I know.
My daughter being 13, she's like uncovering the furniture. I have tarps on. I go in the back under the patio. I go, Casey, no. That's, we gotta get some snow here in another 2 weeks.
No.
There's always a big like, just kidding.
I go,
exactly.
oh really? I go, no, we're not done yet. We got another month for sure, just before, unless we totally get.
So then just the very last little tidbit of this story.
Sorry, yep.
No, you're done.
But wait,
I'm
there's
kidding.
more.
So the 2 fire escapes I had, Carrie, you knew this. I got Dave knows too. I got a empty cabinet because one of the cabinets had a couple broken pieces on it. So I just the one Steve got was the nicest complete one I had. So the one that has the broken parts on it, now I'm doing the transfer to the cabinet that's in nice shape, the empty cabinet. And so I hadn't touched either one. They'd just been sitting under a blanket, tucked away in the garage since I got them. And so, after those 5 machines left, like, okay, now I'll bring it out and start working on it because that'll free up another footprint because turn 2 machines into one. And so when I started working on it, I'm like, holy shit, this empty cabinet, like I could just grab the sides and just pull it apart,
they're all shit.
Because the glue because there wasn't really much holding the cabinet together. Like there wasn't a control panel bolted in or any of that to kind of like keep it solid as a cabinet. So I think just like with sitting for 40 years or whatever, the glue just starts to come apart and the cabinet starts separating. So that was like the first thing I did with that was, I started with the top part of the machine. I got these super long clamps that you.
Those are great.
It's like metal pipe thread, and then they got these clamps you can adjust on the ends with a little spring, and it's got a little turn crank to tighten it up. So, the top part by the marquee got all that glued and put back together, and then the base that was a little bit more difficult because the working around the extension on the base because you couldn't really reach a clamp to the middle. So I had the front and back, but. So now it's solid. So it's glued back together.
You glued, just glued, no screws or anything?
I did. So a couple of those nails that have like the little dimple in them that don't really have much of a head on them, so you can sink them in.
Oh yeah.
I did like maybe 2 or 3 of those at each of the spots that I glued. So it's all recessed and in. You can't even see it. effectively like a
Sweet.
staple kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
Those
it's really
clamps are
solid now.
awesome. In fact,
So
Carrie
all
brought
I've
me a
really
couple
done-
for Christmas.
Yeah, so the first step, I was like, well, the coin bucket box, the wood box that holds the coin bucket, was just laying separate on that empty machine. So I had to attach it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll get the coin door off the old machine and start transferring it over. I never even opened it. So I opened it, and the coin bucket, the plastic bucket, was like full of like a rat.
Oh shit!
Mouse nest. Yeah,
The nest. Yes.
Yeah, they were all there. Nest. Yeah, they love that bucket.
The rest of the machine was like, there wasn't anything in it, but in that plastic bucket, it was like 3/4 full of a nest.
Yeah, I had a lot of those. Yeah.
It didn't matter because the other machine had a brand new unused plastic bucket. So this is kind of funny. Like I've had it for 2+ years now, or whatever. Yeah. So that's all I've gotten so far on the transfer. Is got it all glued up, got the coin bucket thing and the coin door in place. So
Wow.
Donnie's
Nice.
transferred a few of those, so he's
Did he?
man. I think he said it's like you should get your son. He says it's an easier two-person job. Someone to fold, while
yeah, because like the backboard, the one that has the lever things on it, there it's screwed into the sidewalls on normally, but the new machine there's no like pilot holes or anything. So I just got to measure and hold it in place, clamp it in place, and then screw it into the wood. But yeah, so that'll be the big hurdle, I think, is the back glass kind of lever. What are you gonna call it? Playfield.
Yeah.
Freed up some space, lighten the load there, huh?
Yes, and it's like win-win-win. Some cash. The wife's happy because
I was just gonna say that. I was like, I bet
a few
Lisa's
grand to put into the backyard now because we want to redo our deck and stuff. So
nice.
Trish, you have entirely too many games when you start moving all the cabarets into the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That's awesome.
So there's my
Well,
long-winded catch up over the last 6
well,
months for me.
Wow.
I have
That's
to. I mean,
phenomenal.
I like to give you guys shit about poker night, but that room is just full of arcade people. Like it's all it's like
Yeah, I feel
90%
bad.
arcade.
There's some new guys who aren't. We just all
Yeah.
go on and they just sit there.
I know they walk out.
Yeah.
and I got that's how I got my punch out was from fucking
Bardelli.
Bardelli
Yeah.
from Scott. Yeah. So yeah,
It's
I can't.
funny, and Richie Knuckles has popped in there a few times too.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
We've had people pop. Oh yeah, all kinds of different people pop in there. But yeah, the regular crew is a lot of arcade people, which is nice.
They should be on here.
I know. Yeah, we told them. We told them they should. Yeah.
It's heavy arcade. We got Adam
Yeah,
from Canada. We've got myself. We've got Bardelli. We've got Steve.
Donnie and Bardelli are both legitimately like entertaining. Like they tell some funny stories too. So
Oh yeah,
they'd be good to
I
have
can
on.
forward them the link. Yeah.
it's worth the price of admission just to have those guys.
It does. Yeah, it is pretty funny. Well, anyone else doing? I did some stuff, but no. All right.
Dave, what's the latest on your Star Trek?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I am actually picking up the. That's funny you said that. I'm picking up the repro
Canopy?
tomorrow, and the guy he sent me pictures at first, but he didn't take the. It's got like a whatchamacallit, a covering over the plexi. So when he took the photo, he didn't take the covering. It's got a white backing, and it looked like it was almost clear. And I'm like, dude, like, are you serious? Like, that's not even
It's the
close.
protective film. Yeah.
Yes, and then they didn't use like black screws. Not the end of the world. They didn't have the rivets, and I'm like, that was the only thing I must have said it like 15.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
And then I see the picture, and it's got like, they're not like bright silver, but they're almost like a pewter screw. And I'm like, it's obviously not black because I could see the black metal behind it. And it's clear. I'm like, dude, this is no good. And then he ends up sending me another photo with the covering off the plexi peeled back a little. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, it's great. It's like what it's supposed to be. It's tinted. It just didn't look tinted with a white backing right behind it. He took the photo, so it looked totally clear. And then the screws, he says, I don't know. He goes, that might have been with the fabricator. That's all they have. And I was like, why didn't you like ask me? I would have said, I'll wait. order them,
Right.
whatever. But it's okay. It's fine. It's at least they're
Yeah,
screwed.
you could always
you can pull them out and
replace
paint
them.
them or whatever if you want. Like they're screws, they're not rivets. So it's at least they're if you want to if somebody wants to change it, and I'm going to sell it. And I'm actually excited to. And I knocked a little bit off the price, which I was going to ask anyway. And then we got this bigger. How much are screws worth? And I go, it's not the screws. The fact that they did it.
The aesthetics, yeah.
Yeah, it's the fact that they did it. I would have waited like another 2 weeks if you had to order black screw, because that was the main. It's fine. It's fine. It looks good, and I'm gonna pick it up tomorrow. And tomorrow's supposed to be nice, so I'm gonna take pictures of it assembled. So because I took pictures of it last nice day we had. The games in my parents' garage, and I pulled it out and took photos because I'm going to sell that one and get another one. But
and I forget if we've talked about it
awesome.
on the show, but that game that you're getting from Canada, any update on that?
Well, that's my Dragon's Lair. No, because you can't go over the border.
I didn't want to say the name just in case we.
No. I think I've talked about it before, but it's still there,
good.
and he hasn't. The border's still. Hopefully, it's still there. He's still got it. I assume he does.
It's been a year. Like I would hate to have bought a game that was like a game that means so much and being like, oh no, the border's shut down, and it's not like it's in like fucking Vancouver. It's like it's 2 minutes over the border,
20
right?
minutes away.
Yeah, exactly. It's like. It's literally so close to you that that would
it's so close you could taste it. No, but
right.
I just hope I would understand if he eventually says, the only thing about it that scares me is when he sold it. It sounds like he's got a ton of games, and the storage unit, whatever, was kind of empty because he had some on location, like at an event. Yeah, that's why he was planning, and it's in the back, and so I'm gonna have to do a lot of sweet talking and say, hey, if you got some other games you want to sell, Donnie will come with. We'll buy some. Or there'll be 3 of us. We can move them out.
Right.
Do whatever you need to do. You're close. There'll be 3 bodies with 3 hand trucks. Or 2 of us. You don't have to do anything if you trust us. I won't ask you to do any of the labor, but I really want to pick it up. But
well, Adam, I'm guessing would join you. Would go. I mean, he can't be that far away from you guys. He'd join you for that, right?
I think he's like 45 minutes. Yeah, he probably would. He probably would. He's like, because he said that guy had, because he kept saying, I think that guy's got a bank panic, because he's a big time.
Dibs. I got dibs on bank panic. Fuck you, Adam. I got dibs on that. We've been over this.
You'll fight him over that one.
But he's a big time collector, and he's a big time 80s toys guy, because I'm friends with him on Facebook now, and I see some of the stuff, he posts pictures of his 80s. He's got an amazing 80s toy collection and DVD.
Dave, you see a bank panic, give me a call.
Yeah, I love it too. I'm playing it on my kid's multi. It's awesome.
So
I love
fun.
Bank Panic. Yeah. In fact, I was somebody had an auction. Who had an auction? Somebody was having an auction. Every auctions is the new thing now.
Right.
Everyone's having these live auctions. In fact, Jay and
I think they phrase it as best offer.
Yeah, or whatever.
They don't call them auctions, I guess.
Nah,
I don't know if there's
the only thing I don't like. I mean, it's good for some and bad for. I liked when they didn't list what they had, because then it was kind of exciting for me to watch. Jay and John. Jay had, I don't know, he had one just yesterday, but the one before they did a preview and showed everything that they were going to be selling. I guess it's cool because it saves you time, but I was like, I like the surprise element, where they just grab something and.
It was entertaining. I agree.
Yeah, it's ooh, what's
attending those? Ooh, yeah, exactly. I just stay for just one more. Okay, yeah, one more. Okay, one more. Oh, with the teasers of okay, the big one's coming up. Yeah, all that.
Because you never know. It's the expectation, the game that I really, really want could be next.
What have I bought? I bought 3 things off of auctions that these people have been having that I won. I bought a Monroe joystick off of Richie Knuckles auction, which I don't know why. It looked a little better than my Gyrus one, but it's not. It's kind of the same. So whatever, that's fine. I have an extra Monroe.
It was a drunken
Richie ain't gonna play poker anymore.
I bought I think this was before he started playing poker. Actually, I bought that. And then I also
Our deli kind of said the same thing, Leo, after I finished my Punch Out.
Yeah.
It's had I known.
Right.
And then I bought a Jason Kopp. I bought 2 things. The first thing I ever bought off him was a Donkey Kong coin door, which I don't know why I got caught up in it, but it was cheap enough and was shipping. I think it was cheaper than the repros at the time. So, and it's funny, I just literally got it, picked it up from the powder coaters like 3 days ago. And I forgot how much I paid. I didn't pay that much from Jason Kopp, and I got a
And
powder
you have a
coater.
machine, obviously, you need to put it on.
Yeah, mine is really dented. It's not just rusty. It's like somebody kicked it in. It's like somebody with a metal work, would have to bang out. Like it's indented.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, it's not just but the one I got for Cop isn't perfect either. It's got a few dents, but boy, what a difference is that powder coating. It is so nice looking, and I'm not even I just want it's a Donkey Kong. I want like mine is really it's shitty. It's got some rust and it's dented, like it's kicked. Like you literally have to like bend it out. It's not even straight. It looks like shit. And then Jason's just a few little dings. And with the powder coating, it looks cool.
Yeah. I don't remember the last metal thing I painted myself.
No, and then I took in. So when I picked up the coin door, I brought in more parts. I brought in. I only paid $30 to have that thing blasted and painted. The Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's
and then
great.
I brought in my pole position I have that's over my shoulder there. The guy I bought it from is a big time. He loves this semi-gloss paint. He paints everything with it, and it's too shiny. But I got a donor pole position cab, which had a coin door, so I took that in, having that powder coated, the sheen I like, and then I also brought in two my gyrus marquee brackets because I came and seen one.
Perfect. Yeah, throw them in.
They were rusted. Like hey, just sat. I mean, he's like $50 for it. I'm like, that's great, thanks. And I'm gonna pick that up, and I'm just gonna keep this. And it's now I'm even like, my cousin has a powder coated company, but it's like 45 minutes away, and then I'd have to drive. Like this is like 6 minutes.
That's awesome.
My
right
parents have like oak cabinets from the 80s, and they used to. I mean, they're like light oak all over the kitchen. The cabinets still look great, but the handles. My parents are late 70s, 80s, and then the knobs were antique brass, and they've all like look kind of brown because they asked me, so I took it there. They didn't really have any, but he goes, hey, you can go on these websites. This is what did he say? I forgot. Promastic, or I forgot what the hell. Powder coating, and it's you can buy that. That's only gonna be like a pound of powder. You could. Well, I called him 2 days ago, and I'm like, do I have to buy it? He goes, well, you can buy it if you want, and just bring it here. It doesn't matter. We just won't. So it's $13 for the powder, and $6.90. It's $20 total. So I can get any color I want. Like this company will even mail you samples for $7.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
I
awesome.
can get strips like for like my Spy Hunter. I'm thinking like for the middle, like to match I'll get some samples and see which red I think is the best.
Like just hold it right up to it. Yeah.
Yes, and then I'll get the powder, and then just I'll deal with it all, and then just bring it there, and they're like totally cool as shit, nice. They charged me $50 to do the repro Star Trek canopy. That was a little bigger.
That's cheap.
Yeah,
that's a good price.
When he said $30 to own my parents' knobs, they have 28 cabinets with the things. And I'm
There's
like,
a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, I go, how much? He goes, I don't know, $50, $75, nothing. But I told him, I go, look, I'm going to have him just do, because there's the knob and there's a plate underneath it. I go, let me have him just do the plate when we get because you don't want to do it all 28 if you don't like it. Because it's only $20 in stupid powder. Or whatever they're going to try me to do one. I'm not going to make them do the knob. Just paint it with this. If they can do that, I assume they can. Or maybe they'll say, because I got to mix the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he says. But I don't know how it works when you got a sprayer. Can they just put a little bit in just to do I don't know the process with powder coating and like the powder and shit. I don't know if they got to load the whole gun with it all. We just do it, or I can't just put a little bit in of it. But it's cheap.
That's cheap. Yeah. Well,
cheap.
Again, yeah,
it's
such
cheap
a.
To me.
It is, and it's such a win because you're getting something that's better than paint, more robust. You're not doing a damn thing, and it's saving you a bunch of time. Like
it's gonna be such a difference on the game, like the Donkey Kong, like it's dented, and just the gyrus, like they're both.
I'm telling you, man, you'll never go back to painting metal parts again.
Maybe I should start painting metal parts before I go back. But like I had my cousin do the fire escape handles. but that was like 80 different handles, and that was he cut me a good deal on that. I mean, that was work because they had to probably tape off or whatever because they
Plug,
I didn't want,
mask off.
because I didn't want the overspray. Well, he did the first two. He painted the shafts. There's a joke in there that too, but they didn't fit over the colanders on the fire escapes. Oh, look, another joke. But there was too much of a tight fit.
Too fast, Dave. Too fast. Do that again. Slower.
Stop. But he said, I go, oh, because he goes, let me paint. I go, yeah, paint the whole thing. Let me try it because I got a ton of these things. I'm like, it doesn't work. It's just too much. Like it won't the count there, whatever the count. What do you call those things? Count. I can't remember the things that slide over the my brain's melted. Whatever. The thing, I had to slide it in and it wouldn't fit. I'm like, the paint is just that much thick where I can't put the thing.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yes, I go, it won't fit. So we can't do the. And he's like, well, the other ones that they're gonna rust date. I go, no, but the ones you're getting were in a fucking barn. They rusted. These rusts are going to be like in the game in someone's house or garage. They're not going to be out in the elements. Like, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, a little rust doesn't even affect it that much because it's inside the game, but it won't fit over the thing. So because he did me a couple samples and then it's like, it's giving me more work because I got to mask off the shaft. Joke there too.
Oh yeah.
So once they painted put the powder coat on and fired it and cooked it and all that stuff, the mill thickness was just too much. It wouldn't work.
Yes. It wouldn't go through. What do you call it? It's like a round. What's the word?
Like a collar.
A collar, yeah. Because I don't know the handle that the fire escape thing. It slides into a thing that's got Allen bolts, and I have to tighten it around it to hold. I'd show you. I got
like a wing nut.
No, I don't know what to call it. My brain.
It's a thingy.
Doohickey.
He's been drinking.
No, I just can't think of the word. It's bugging me. It's like, I don't know. But anyways, the powder coating on the whole knob and the shaft did not work. I just haven't had it on the knob because it wouldn't fit. So it's just that much. The paint just added that much thickness.
Yeah.
When it wouldn't work. So he had to go through and because I did 80 of those at least. I think I gave him a box of 40, and I only have like 2 left. I think I don't think I gave my cousin Brian one, and I never put him on mine. But the games that like you, Carrie, and Leo, you guys already did it. Gak, I think I sent it to him. I must have included him. I just didn't put him on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not hard. But
that was a great game, Dave. That was a lot of fun. When people come over, they do love that game.
I know I gotta get my stupid scoreboard snap, but I didn't try with Don. He said I haven't pulled it out of the wall because he said just put it on halfway because I'm getting like a blank screen. I was getting 2s and then it's something with connection because then you get it and then it's on. It's
the scores were having some issues. Yeah.
I mean, it's
What do you mean you only opened 2?
It was showing all 2s. I need the score.
2.
Just keep doing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I installed that high score save thing in my fire escape.
Oh, that's right. I have that. Where the fuck is that?
Oh,
I got to write on the package when I get this shit, so I know what. I got all these little packages.
Where did you order that from, Carrie? Did you get that?
It was
Just high score safe.
It was. I remember seeing it on Clav, and I don't
bought
remember.
one.
I'll check it out.
He bought a game off of me, and he's like an engineer. He lives in Bardelli's neck of the woods.
Oh yeah.
He came here to pick it up, and then he's the same guy who. He's a smart man. Like he's like, oh yeah, I can do this because it was the fire escape was missed. I forgot the one he had. It was missing something. He's like, oh, I can engineer that.
I'll talk to Bardelli about it then. Awesome, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. But I don't know if Scott bought one. He probably did, but
yeah, it was an easy. I think.
Yeah, Bardelli traded you for the tapper, right? With the Bud Light.
No, but I'm saying if you want the high score thing, I don't know if Bardelli bought one yet.
Yeah, well, you put me in contact with the person.
Yeah, dogs.
Probably knows who he is.
Yeah, well, I know he is because I got a PM from because I bought it off of Clav. It's his record from the PM.
Nice.
But I never installed it either.
Hmm.
I never even installed a remix that I got at like Brofest 2. It's the Donkey Kong remix. It's still in the box.
You and Gak have things in common where you just got all kinds.
Never use it.
Well, that was when they had.
But it
bunch of
comes
the
in
raffle
handy.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like we won a bunch of those raffles for Brofest 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. Remember, Dave?
Yeah, I bought I won, or I didn't know. Somebody won the remix, and then I wanted one, and I bought it off. I think I paid $50. So because the guy who won it didn't have one, I'm like,
Was it
"Ooh, I'll buy
DK
it."
remix?
Yeah, because Orange Whip actually, he told me, he was like, "Hey, Dave, that guy won the remix. He'll sell it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll fucking." buy it."
That was the guy that bought like $300 worth of tickets.
He bought a lot of tickets. Yeah, I remember
I
him.
gave him
Yes,
50.
I do.
I mean, I made out things like 85.
He's really a pinball guy,
right?
I think. Yeah.
No, but it was nice of him to support that stuff. Yeah.
So Leo, it's Dog P on Firescape on Clav. It's an easy.
Thank you. I will check that out.
Firescape high score save.
I was confused. I was like, Leo, it's Dog P. I'm like, wait, what's that from? What's that reference? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, he was.
Because your dog was in the background too. I'm like, oh, maybe he's just.
Yeah.
That's
where that rest comes from. Yeah. Dog.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember his
Thank you,
first
Carrie.
name, but he was a real nice guy. And then he was excited to have Firescape, and he had a ton of games, and yeah, he seemed like Bart always been to his house. Yeah, he says he's a smart guy.
And not to kind of speaking of Brofest, but May still works for you, right? For Sneak Fest 4 in search of 3.
Yes,
the title.
yes.
You know what's funny about that is that Biden's prediction is that everyone will be able to have a vaccine by the end of May.
Yeah, I asthma just kind of got prioritized for this, so I'm trying to schedule something for in the next couple of weeks. So I should have my 2 by May, I would say. By
it's funny as we're going.
My wife got the jab about 6 hours ago herself.
Oh,
He did the Johnson.
We don't want to hear about your personal.
Oh, nice. That's just the one and done.
Yes.
Oh,
Wham, bam, thank you, man.
exactly. That was quick. What are you applying?
Yeah.
It's funny. Tomorrow we're going to hot dogs with my father, who's 81, he's been vaccinated, and his brother, who's 78, 79, has been vaccinated. My cousin Brian, who got vaccinated.
Yep.
So according to the news, whoever they said, now if you're vaccinated, you can all hang out together.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were all.
After
it's been
2
over
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, but
Actually, I've been drinking. It was 3:00 yesterday, not 3:00 today.
Ah.
So it's been
Was
30 hours.
did she have any reactions
Her
or
arm
anything?
is really sore. She feels just achy all over today.
did she get the? Do you know which one she got? Did she get the
Johnson & Johnson, the single shot one?
Oh, beautiful,
They do,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Donnie
your wife
got
get them,
his.
Dave? Oh, did your wife get yours? Because I know hers.
Yeah, they opened up to airline employees. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
was gonna
funny
say,
about my wife because she gets real nervous about stuff. And I go, Julie, I mean, I love you to death, honey. She's upstairs. I could have told you that I read that your feet are going to hurt after the thing, and then she would have said, "My feet are killing me."
The placebo.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all.
Dave, you did it all wrong. You should have said, "I hear it makes you like super horny."
Exactly. I heard you feel better if you let your husband
Come on,
drink
think
and
of
play
these. You
poker
gotta think of
online
this
all
stuff.
night.
Dave. Think of this stuff.
I heard that. I heard that.
No, but nice. Stop it, Jimmy. But it was funny. Donnie's like going hiking, or he was going skiing, and he got his vaccine. I think it was it was on Sunday. He's like, "Yeah, I just got it." And I'm like, I don't know how much physical stuff you're doing tomorrow. Your arm's gonna hurt, dude. I mean, I went to work, but it feels like somebody punched you all night. Just so you know, and now maybe not everybody, but it bothered me the next day. It did bother my wife. Like I touched her, she's like, I'm like, yeah, don't worry, it'll go away. It's like a day. But
Yeah.
it does it does get sore.
Dave, have you and your wife planned the usual trip to Fun Spot in June-ish time frame, wherever that?
I last year, because we did it in August. I think I want to do it in August again because the weather was so nice.
That's nice, yeah. And plus, usually,
I was just gonna wait.
Right.
We'll wait.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
Maybe tax returns coming back, and as soon as we get, then I'll just call and like, what do you got? We got a lot of expenses, but I'll see it. If it's all weeks, we're probably still going to do it. But maybe I might even push for a 4 day.
Yeah, August was nice though. It's nice.
The weather was the weather was phenomenal. I mean, we got lucky. It rained for like half a day, 1 day, and the rest of it was there for 8 days. And it was
nice. It was sunny, not too
all right,
hot.
now are we opening up not to all the viewers out there, are we opening up a sneak fest to everybody.
Yeah, May the 20th. Yeah,
I got a text
So,
from somebody the other day, and I kind of forgot about it because I didn't know if this was going to be a private thing or I'll just open
assuming
it up.
everything is back to normal. May the 21st, Friday the May the 21st till Sunday the 23rd.
Yeah.
That's what we're planning
we're
on.
only talking, everybody, the extra 5 people that might come.
Like, I mean, if shit gets bad.
That's an important big 5 people.
It's going to double your turnout,
Hey, we had a good
double something.
We had like 30 people registered last year.
Wow, awesome.
Well, everybody likes playing I got another Brian Koo. I get these late night texts. I should read it.
Oh my God, that photo.
Dave didn't see it. I guess he doesn't see the old Slack chat. Dave, you need to see the old Slack chat.
No, somebody sent it. Yeah, I did get bumped today.
The Red Sox.
Yeah. Oh, that's the picture I took, right?
Those shoes are so gone. Like they're barely shoes.
No, I keep getting these late
shoes. What do you mean shoes?
Let me let you know what. Let's see. KU. I gotta look. Okay. When was this? This was.
They have
Sunday.
17 world records. Those are some big shoes to fill.
This was.
Oh, nice. Boo.
Okay. The last text I got from Brian was Saturday at Feb 27th at 2:41 a.m. And it says, right now I have 205 high scores saved at the games at the Arcade Monsters in Ovidio, Florida. This is the world record for the most high scores saved on the games. Wow,
and he's the only one that's playing games.
Is he full time in Florida now? I hope New Hampshire hasn't lost him. That would be
maybe he just said screw it for the winner.
That'd be a crushing blow to the state. I know. He'd be a typical New England.
Arcade Monsters has been challenging all its customers
wintertime,
and offering a cash prize to anyone who can beat just one of my scores on any game for the past 4 months, and no one can do it.
Give me a break, man. They got fucking space invaders in here. That shit's for retards.
And the weird thing is too, like he works at the place he works at has arcade games. So it's like, no, you're on bumper car duty. It's like
I know.
I mean,
that was COVID. I'm sure they cut the staff and they're like, all right, low man in the total bowl gets bumper cars and there's nobody there and he's.
But I mean, he could go and he could go to Fun Spot and be like, hey, and we're just gonna post a bunch of scores because I mean. One of the criticisms of Fun Spot was their games weren't in the best order at times, but with everything going on, the last times I've been there, the games have been great because I think they've had so much time to fix them.
It wasn't as many.
They've had so much time to fix them because with everything going on, but which is great.
Probably less people playing them too. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So
it was a ghost town when we were there. Last, there was.
We were the only one on that floor.
Yeah, maybe there was 2 other people. I'm not wearing my fucking mask. There's
nobody
here.
There were 2 other people. There's nobody.
Nobody here.
We were at the bar and it was it
so
was.
By the way, that reminds me, I'm gonna do a little bit of Mock's news corner right now.
Oh yes.
Oh, hold up. Let me cue it up here.
Yes.
You got to have your little bit here. I'm gonna
hot off the presses. So, for any of you who are Facebook members and see any kind of arcade stories, there is an arcade in Nashville, Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah.
So Leo and Dave, we've heard it from Clint a while ago, but apparently it's owned by one person. What is the name of the arcade? Do you guys remember?
I don't.
Didn't you just send me? Oh no, Bardelli sent me something.
So it's
on
a huge
Facebook,
arcade.
Yeah.
And it opened just a couple months ago, like in November or something. It has over 100 pinball machines, and they're high end, either brand new or really nice ones. And then 150 plus vids and a lot of rare games too. The Carrie, what's the one you like with the dual sticks, the Williams? Inferno. I think they have an Inferno there. And I don't know if it's a reproduction version or an original. Yeah, they have one of those there. They have Quantum.
The games for free though. The games are for free.
So the rumor,
pinball machines
what I read was the guy spent about $3 million on the facility, including all the games. It's an arcade bar, and like Dave just said, it's free to get in. and most or all of the vids are set to free play. So you could just walk in there and play video games for free. The pinball machines,
nice.
depending on which model, are anywhere from $1 to $2. I guess they have $2 ones. And there were some exceptions with the vids, I think, but the majority of the vids are free.
Well,
so I think it's just like
our group. Somebody's like, how do they make money? Like this?
Yeah,
I mean, probably selling beers.
Basically, what I see is the guy's wealthy, and it's probably majority his own collection. And he just wanted to make an awesome place to have people come out. And
who cares if he makes
probably
or loses money?
Well, probably all he's looking at, he's not looking at the cost or maintenance of any of the games. It's just like the overhead of the building and the sales of beer and drinks and stuff.
So our
NAP 2022.
I was thinking like it's a new, like is that our new Grink set?
I'll sponsor it. I'll sponsor a NAP 20. I was gonna say Dave, and then he fucking left as soon as I was gonna say it.
I know, right?
It always happens.
He has the worst timing. That like that could be that would be our spot.
Yeah.
And Nashville is
Clint
so
would be
fun.
right. Like
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's convenient for Clint.
It's in Clint's backyard.
Ooh, then I could go for some world records. If he's got assuming he's got a super punch out.
I'm just gonna go ahead and speak for Clint right now. He's gonna let us all crash on his floor in his rented 1 bedroom out of someone else's house.
They have some nice hotels.
I think he rents a bedroom from someone's house or something like that. So
Nashville's awesome too. Like that's
I've never been to Nashville.
Me and my dad went there about, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago to see the Bruins. Oh, here comes.
Hey!
Wow, he heard arcade news and Mock's like.
Actually, Mock's arcade joined us. He's a little busy. You must be rendering something.
He's a hologram. I see him going back in and out.
His computer's rendering some stuff right now. He'll be right back with us.
But we should next time we'll talk to Clint about 2022 let's do that. That sounds awesome.
That sounds like a win.
Called Game Terminal. Game Terminal.
You must know the guy who owned
he definitely
Clint's so Clint's in, Leo, would you say maybe twice a month, 3 times a month in the poker group? And he's brought it up a few times.
He has.
Okay.
It's been with everything going on. I'm like, okay, that's nice, but
so they have roped off areas too that are like uber rare games. So they have both the single and the 2-player version of Computer Space. Roped off area.
Wow.
Hey, Chris, does this guy have a lot of the laser games, Dragon's Lair, Space Ace, all that stuff?
Probably. I know I saw Joe got a little upset, saying you shouldn't have those out where people.
Well, I thought maybe he bought them from Joe because Joe had sold a whole bunch to somebody at CAX one year. He had brought.
No, that's a guy.
That's a different guy.
Oh, because you never know. That guy is in Tennessee.
Could open an arcade. Yeah.
But to my knowledge, his was all his own private collection. But it could be the same guy.
Yeah.
I'm looking on the website.
I remember talking to Joe right after he sold it, and he was like, and you can see Joe was a little upset selling all his laser games in one shot like that, and he said,
"Well, that guy owns 2,000 games."
Yeah, that's what.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So he's got a game list on his.
He's. I mean, the Adventures of Robbie Roto. There's
All right.
This is crazy. His list of games.
Oh, he doesn't have a super punch out. I'm out.
Okay, never mind.
Fuck that place. Just kidding.
I like that. This is gonna be new Crinkers. I like that.
I don't.
That'd be awesome.
Black Widow. Yeah, if the place is.
Oh, he's got a Cheyenne. I could go for. I could.
You back in?
All right, I'm back.
Well, maybe by then he'll get a super punch out.
Hey, everybody.
Howdy.
Hey,
I've been listening the whole time, actually, while I'm working.
Oh, so you heard me bring up your name, so you're like, shit, I got to get on.
Yeah,
I actually have a rant.
Oh, nice.
You're related to Terminal?
No, but go ahead and finish, and it's a quick one.
I'll get your musical segment too.
Have to come on for rants,
That's an important segment of this.
That's exciting. That place is exciting. Oh,
that is cool because that'd
be awesome.
Those are games I haven't even seen in the wild.
Carrie, I'm gonna go ahead and speak for Kevin, but at some point we're gonna do a NorCal mini get together.
Yes.
And anybody who wants to come out can come out.
Let me
That would be
know
awesome.
because maybe Keith and I will come out. We'll see.
Yeah, well, that'd be awesome.
If we're vaccinated,
Yeah.
by then.
Dave, we're sponsoring that event in Tennessee. It's the new Grinkers or a new
Yep.
Nat.
Yeah,
I miss
at minimum.
events so
We'll
bad.
come up with a name. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I could, yeah, because that place would be big enough and all the games and
Right.
private
The
events.
price is right.
So just like
Well-
2 days ago, I think, you know on Facebook, you'll get these reminders of, a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever. So like 2 days ago, it tagged me or a reminder of the LA Nat. And, I posted that. And then 34K said something like the best event of 2020 or something like that.
I know.
Like, yeah, pretty much the only event of
It
2020.
was.
Totally everything.
Right?
We squeaked
So
it
it
in
makes
a
it the
week
best,
before
though.
COVID hit.
It was right when that shit
Yeah,
was
I
going
remember
down.
that same weekend we were down there. This is the first death in California that was
COVID
noted.
related, yeah.
Was the older gentleman lived like 4 blocks from my house.
No.
Yeah, and he was one of the guys that came back from a cruise ship, like an
Cruise
elder.
ships.
He's like 70 or something, older guy.
It's like the worst.
And he had passed away that weekend, the weekend that we were at Nat in LA.
Wow.
And we were kind of like, oh shit, what's going to happen here? We only really had a brief conversation about it. I want to say, like,
It's so fun. We're like, oh wow, this is kind of like, little did we know what was coming. Like, I remember I went to the Comedy Store and I went to like a combat jiu-jitsu event too. It's like, where people were flying in from like other countries to participate. I'm like, oh God, did I just fuck up? I remember like a month later, like, how the there we go. Absolutely.
Oh, Mock, are you ready for your
Go,
big?
yeah.
Wait, hold up. Here we go.
Is that my intro music now?
That's because I use the news segment for Gak.
Okay. So, mine's Disney Plus related again.
Yes.
Yes.
That's one.
Oh,
So,
should I not renew my subscription? Is what
No, I mean, I have Disney Plus and I'm watching the shows. I'm watching WandaVision. Well, that's over, but I'm watching, the shows that are on it, like WandaVision and things. But I just keep finding out stuff that just, God, it pisses me off. I'm like, maybe I'll cancel and just come back when like there's another like season of Mandalorian or something. But my daughter goes, no, I'm watching Muppet Show and stuff. So I'm like, okay, so we'll keep it. But I just found out that everywhere in the world, in Europe and everywhere else, except for United States, that Disney has a feature in it called, and it's free. It's part of the service called Disney Star. And what it is when you activate it, it's free to activate. And what it is that turns on the adult content and you get the shit that's not in there. Like, remember, like Deadpool is owned by Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Deadpool movies. Well, those appear. Ding. Family Guy, owned by Fox. Ding. It appears the entire season, all seasons. Wow. What are the other Family Guy properties? American Dad and the Cleveland Show, all that crap. It's all on Disney Plus. Anything on Fox that's like adult humor, it's all there. And the animated stuff and things.
Do they advertise that whole thing, or is it like hidden?
No, we don't have that. It's not in America.
Oh, we don't have it. Just everyone else.
We don't have it. Everywhere else they do. Like in
Mark, do you have a
Europe
VPN? Because I wonder if you get around there with a VPN.
You know what? I should try that. I have a VPN.
Oh yeah.
I should see if it.
I was gonna say, Mark, you of all people know there's other means to get any of those videos, right?
Well, I mean,
it just takes more work.
It's just it's just that I just
What a
get
support.
pissed
Right,
at
no,
that.
but the
Why do
fact
we get
that, like-
special treatment? Because
Yeah.
we get
Why do
so
we
in a
get
bad way too.
conservative.
Like you get less shit. You get less.
less
exactly.
shit for our money.
Yeah, it's
So-
in Canada too. So this is a rare time when Seabart and Orange Whip wouldn't be able to complain. It's for subscribers in Europe, Canada, and New Zealand.
Yeah, also you're reading about it.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
a quick,
Wow.
It's just
the quick
I just
Google.
Yeah, because I was wondering why people were talking about on I think it was TikTok or something, or Twitter. I think it was Twitter. They're like, oh yeah, I watch Family Guy on Disney Plus, all the episodes. I'm like, what? So I go to my Disney Plus, No. What the fuck? And then
we suck again.
I do a little research like Carrie's doing right now and going, oh my God. So I haven't even looked at the full list yet of shows, but it's substantial. I mean, just Family Guy alone is just, how many seasons of Family Guy is there?
Oh my God. I mean, that's got to be almost over 20 seasons at least, or
yeah.
I mean, I know they took a break for a while, but that's a long time. I mean,
so what people were saying on Twitter though, they're like, well, in America, if you want it, you have to buy Disney Channel's other service on top of that service.
Sweet Jesus.
Called Hulu.
Hulu. Yeah, I didn't know that the Hulu was. Yeah, I'm seeing
Hulu's
that.
owned by Disney. I don't know if if you want your Family Guy, but they don't have everything on there. That was listed there. So I don't know if they had the 2 Deadpool movies. I doubt it.
I have Hulu. I can check that. I can check.
Yeah,
see if they
Hulu
have
doesn't
those.
have the greatest movie selection. It's more of a TV service. TV shows.
Yeah.
But I thought they were packaging Disney Plus and Hulu together and stuff.
And
like
ESPN
That's probably why.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get that for like $10.99.
Get butt rammed.
If you get the package, you have to have it with commercials though. See, I actually have Hulu, but I have the non-commercial version of it. So
that's big. That's key. Yeah.
So, but you can't get it as part of the package with Disney Plus. Of course, you got to buy it separate. So, anyway, that's my rant. I just think
that is fucking stupid.
Wow. Yeah, that's fucked up.
It is.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, normally we're the ones that get everything, and everyone else gets this. And now we're on the butt end of that.
Right? Yeah, Steve Bart complains.
I mean, Disney does have an adult switch on it because like the Muppet Show is not on there unless you have the adult switch on, which is silly. But it's hard to believe that something as pure as the Muppet Show is
Show.
controversial.
Like, really? The other day we watched the Muppet Show, and I didn't really. I don't think I changed anything. I looked it up unless I don't know.
Well, there's a family switch to turn it to family mode. So maybe it defaults when you order it to just normal. But I know there's a family mode, so kids can only watch like all the PG-13 movies are blocked out, like some of the Avenger films and stuff.
I think this place is restricted, Wang, so don't tell me you're Jewish. Okay, fine.
Yeah. I mean, the Muppet Show does have some racial-ish stuff in it, but, parents could educate their kids and stuff. I guess it's,
Yeah.
It's also they're getting rid of like Dumbo and
there's a handful of movies that are not in Disney's thing that Dumbo's one.
They got rid of the Song of the South in the actual Disney world.
Yeah,
right?
that's totally not there. No, Peter Pan because of the Indians.
The Indians, I can see that one.
Yeah, why is the red man red?
Exactly. It's like
that's right.
That's not so hot.
You're like, actually, I can see their point on this one, can't I?
Yeah.
Dumbo should be out just because it's so emotionally traumatizing.
I know that's what's really it's so sad.
Oh, it's so fucking sad. No, I think I don't know if
Well, I mean, think about it. Dumbo gets drunk. You see clowns getting drunk in the silhouettes.
Oh yeah.
And they drop their liquor into the water, and he drinks it and gets schnockered. And so does the mouse.
The pink
elephant. What about Pinocchio?
Pink elephants is like the best part of the movie. The crows. The crows are depicted as black people.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so obvious.
Yeah. So I get it.
on the TV front, a quick question. Although maybe this is opening a can of worms, or maybe it'll just be like, So I'm thinking of finally cutting the cable and getting rid of, and because now the thing there's two things that have kept me with my cable is I like watching my local news and my local stations. And then also there's a bunch of content that is now on the other D+, which is Discovery Plus. And and that's like $5 a month, and that has all of my Animal Planet, so I can have my addictive pit bulls and parolees and the puppy bowl and all the things. So it's like the Animal Planet, Food Network, and Discovery were the ones that I was like, I watch these, I don't want to lose that. But now $5 a month, so I'm like, I would miss nothing as long as I can still keep seeing CBS and my news. But do I need? So I'm looking at like the TV streaming things, and I don't have a smart TV. Do I need to get should I get a smart TV if I do that?
That's what I was just going to ask you, if your TV was a smart TV, because remember how I talked about like Pluto TV that has all that stuff in it, like the Three's Company channel. It has the Love Boat channel, and it's just all it does is just play that forever and then loops again when it gets to the end of the series, you know? But yeah, they have a whole slew of stuff. Mystery Science Theater 3000, Rift Tracks. Anyway, they have news channels in there as well, and music video channels. So it's all 80s, all 90s, all 2000, all, you know, whatever. Latino music, whatever it is.
Those are all like free channels too, right?
These are all free channels on Pluto, and that's on, if you have a smart TV, that's usually in the, if you don't see it in there, it's usually in the app section that you can just, it's sort of like an app on your phone. It's an app on the TV. It just installs and then you'll have it. So you turn on your TV, you just, at the selection at the bottom, you just select Pluto TV, boom, and then you can, and then that has its own scrolling menu, kind of like your Cox or whatever your provider is for channels.
It's
very similar.
Yeah, so I have Xfinity is what I have right now. I used to have DirecTV, and then I switched to Xfinity. And again, they'd still have to be my cable provider, but because there's like no choice.
Well, you'll still have to have like your internet through it or whatever. But
we cut
our cable years ago and haven't looked back. I mean, probably like 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
But it would probably be worth going ahead and invest, because my TV is reasonably intelligent, but it's not a smart TV.
It's not that smart. Not so smart, kind of smart.
It's reasonably intelligent, but you know, it doesn't.
Special ed TV.
It's a B TV, not an A. It's not an A.
Special needs TV.
It's one of those Spectrum TVs, isn't it?
So it'd probably be worth, and that would pay for it. Yeah.
I was gonna say the other thing you could do, and I don't know, you're not too far into the hills there, but you could also get one of those HD antennas and plug it into.
That's what Clint said. I have one of those too for my local channels.
No luck with that.
I don't think
it depends on your area.
It depends on your area.
Because of Montana Mountain, I think that I'm pretty sure I'm just hosed with.
Yeah, you're kind of in a dead zone. I mean, even with cell service, it doesn't take long before it's like, whoop.
Yeah, if you have a mountain like I do that blocks all the cell phone towers, you're not going to get the HD signals, you know.
Yeah, and I would imagine that a smart TV would pretty much pay for itself after a couple of months of not paying for what I pay for cable right now.
How big a TV are you looking at getting?
What is my? I think it's like a 30.
Yours is like a 40
inch,
246.
That's like $100 TV.
They're very inexpensive.
Go to Costco; they have great prices for TVs.
Yeah. That's where I'm probably gonna. That's probably where I'm gonna. I'm gonna go to Costco for my next TV. Probably.
Just make sure on the Samsung. Well, I like Samsung, but they usually have smart TVs, and just make sure it says smart TV on it.
Yeah.
You know. So don't do the ones. There's this one cheapy. I forget what the cheapy brand it was, but the TV was run through your phone, and you had to get the app for the phone, and then stream from the phone to the TV, and the TV would play it.
Oh man,
it wouldn't do through the TV itself like the internet. You know.
That sounds stupid. Yeah.
Stupid.
Hey guys, I'm calling a night.
Wait, Leo, before you go, Leo.
Yep.
Something I want to make a little announcement here. I know Jim knows about this, but
I know something you don't.
Yeah, do that sound bite, Jim. Do the whole thing.
Yeah. Where it is it?
There we go.
I know something I won't tell. I won't tell. I won't tell. I know something I won't tell. Yeah.
All right, Jim knows. So I've been working on. So you guys have heard of the Sick and Twisted festivals from Spike and Mike?
Yeah.
So I'm working on Mock's Sick and Twisted Festival.
Okay.
And it's a collection of animated shorts. A few from Spike and Mike.
I foresee some tentacle porn.
So I will not confirm or deny tentacle porn in there. But it is a collection of funny shorts, sick shorts, twisted shorts. Some claymation, some animated, cell animated, not too. I think 1 or 2 CG animated, but yeah, it's just stuff ranging from the 80s till today of just a sprinkle of everything that I like that over the years that I've collected. And it runs over right now. My running time's over 2.5 hours, and it has has a 10-minute intermission at the hour mark. So you can go potty and get your beers and whatever. So anyway, I'll be announcing when we're going to be playing that in our movie night thing. It'll probably be our second movie.
Okay.
Because we want make sure Andrew's brother can make it because he works. So I will be announcing the date. I'll put it in Slack so you guys can see it. So I want you guys all to come if you can.
100%. I'll be there.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'll be there. Absolutely.
Sweet.
Awesome. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's been a fun project. So I've got my credits finished. I'm working on the intro now, and I got all my scenes and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Sweet,
so,
dude.
Sweet.
Looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Wow, that'll be fun to watch.
Carrie, I know you don't like animation that much, but this is sick of twisted animation, so you might say.
No, I'm down, and you did it, which is already cool. And the claymation, I'm on claymation all day long.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's some claymation stuff in there, and yeah, some music videos that are twisted, and some things you've seen, some you haven't. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Awesome.
It's gonna be a blast.
That's awesome. No, it's
more to come
cool.
on that, and
excellent.
Let everyone know. Oh, and everyone listening to the show that wants to watch, just contact us, and we'll get you the Discord link so you can watch it from the stream. I'm gonna send it over to Andrew as a file, so he'll have it on his system and he'll stream it from there. So it's gonna be all official.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Sweet. Oh, that's
awesome.
exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that's what I've been working on. That's why I wasn't here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I totally get it. I was actually working on one of my top 10 videos earlier today. I've got a bunch in the hopper that I've been working on simultaneously, and I know exactly. Yeah, you kind of get grooving. Like if you get like you're kind of in that creative zone. You can't interrupt it. You got to keep plowing through it until
Yeah, I'm that way too. I get laser focused.
Because then there are plenty of times where it's just like you have. It's like
I better eat.
Well, you're in the middle of doing something, so you're kind of like you're in that state. Yeah, exactly.
You're in that zone because there's plenty of times where it's like it's like writer's block where it's like you're kind of just blankly staring. You're like, well, this is no good.
I take a break. Yeah, if it's not working, I'll walk away and
just walk away.
Attack it from another angle, which actually is why I haven't been working on the intro because I couldn't think of a good name. The tentative name right now of it is what is it again? I think it's Monk's what is it? Damn, now I forgot it again.
But it's great.
Because I keep changing the name and stuff. So let's see. Hold on a minute. Oh shit. Sorry. Fuck, I forget. It's something like a Mock's Mayhem of Animated Anarchy or something like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I like it.
Nice.
Oh, maybe I'll wait for Dave to get back because maybe since there's announcements, we should maybe announce the Atari extravaganza. Yeah, I'll wait till Dave gets back. But while he gets more Bud Lights or relieves himself of his
cricket
Bud Lights.
cricket catchers, or Bud Lights. Yeah,
cricket catcher.
So okay, Leo. So you're free to cut out now.
Yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
All right.
Leo.
Just want to let you know so you can attend.
See you
All
later.
right. See ya.
See you, Leo. Toodles.
Oh, there's Dave.
There he is. He's back. So maybe now would be a good time, Dave. Now that you're back, we're going to announce to all 4 of our viewers the Atari takes over the Hangout night, which we don't have a date set yet. It's either going to be March 23rd or April 6th. But what's happening is pretty much we've had 4 different guests, 4 that worked at Atari, did design, programming, design, game development, all that stuff, and Lewis, who unfortunately is not able to join us tonight, has set up a night. He reached out to all 4 of them, and they're all going to join us at the same time. It's not really going to be an interview. We're just going to let them tell stories and talk amongst themselves. And so it's going to be freaking sweet. So yeah, it's going to be, we're calling it right now tentatively, Atari takes over the Hangout. And so it'll either be, either the live show on the 23rd or April 6th. It'll be one of those 2 days. We'll update everyone when we know for sure. But yeah, it'll be Bob, Owen, and both Eds.
Yeah.
So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since was it Bob actually ended up marrying the girlfriend, or of
Ed,
one of Ed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be nice to get them in the same room, and but, if there's any kind of lull in the conversation and we need to throw something out there, we can maybe bring up that little.
We'll see if some dirt comes out.
Yeah, but we promise not to talk too much. We'll probably just be mostly quiet.
I'll try to refrain from the soundboard. It'll mostly just be I'm going to guess just a lot of reactions, unless there's some dead space. We have no idea what to expect, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
So we'll post all the details on Clav and update this because I guess technically our next show would be the 23rd. But we'll see. Yeah. So either way, that's on the horizon. That'll be a lot of fun. It's just amazing to me that Lewis is able to organize all this.
Yeah.
But I did some stuff. I didn't get to. I didn't.
Yeah.
Probably the first thing is and I did Gino. I did that tube swap on my eyes cabinet at 4600.
Yeah.
No, did you hear about this?
No, I heard a little bit from Carrie when I helped her with the Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet on the weekend. So I've got a little preview of what you're about to say.
Okay, I wonder if I should almost share part of that video. I made a little video on it. So I found I had this tube. I had this TV that I had picked up years and years ago. It was actually in my storage unit for the longest time. It was a wood grain cabinet from 1984, Panasonic TV. And I brought it out here. It had been sitting on my balcony, and I had cracked it open just to see what I was dealing with here. And I was like, okay, well, the socket looks right. It's your fat pin, 10-pin socket. And I measured the yoke. And the vertical and horizontal resistance, I had never seen anything like it. It was the vertical was very low, so it didn't scream out to me what tube it was. And I just kind of I wrote it down, put it back in its case, let it sit, and I was just like kind of okay, well, this might come in handy for something, but I don't know what yet. Anyways, like about a week or two ago, I was checking Clav. And someone had posted that they were doing a tube swap on a K4600, and they showed what the yoke measured, and this is basically a drop-in 4600 replacement. I'm like, wait a second, those numbers sound familiar, and sure enough, very similar to the one I have. So I'm like, great, because if that's the case, I can swap out my eyes monitor, because that's also my BitKit cabinet, and it's got eyes burn, which doesn't affect eyes, but other games, especially like Anteater and Frogger and stuff where there's solid colors, you can definitely notice the burn. So I'm like, this is perfect. That's the only game that has noticeable burn when I'm playing other stuff. So awesome. So this last over the weekend, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take care of that. And I hooked up the tube to my Rejuvenator. Everything looked really good. Then I did the swap, cleaned it all up, fired the game up, and I got a nice picture, but I was getting like bowing on the horizontal, like this on the horizontal axis. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, the yoke is spot on. Like it's only like 1 ohm off of the original. And I had heard that sometimes, for whatever reason, because there's more to it than just the resistance, the windings on the yoke, the bell of the tube, everything, the angle of deflection, everything can, there can be some other variables in there. So I'm like, well, I might be able to fix this. And so I, first thing it is, I swap yokes. I'm like, all right, I'm going to throw the original yoke on here. And I started fiddling with it, and it didn't take me long before I was like, oh, fuck this, because I spent a good hour trying to dial in the dynamic convergence, which is all based on the yoke. So that's a convergence on the outer perimeter. So you get the RGB kind of separates, and you have to tilt and twist the yoke and adjust it. And I've done this before and had success, but this just was not budging. Like no matter what I did, I could not get it to dial in. So I'm like, okay, I'm better off with the TV yoke because the convergence at least was on. But I still had that geometry issue. I'm like, well, I might be able to fix this with magnets like I did with my Sanyo monitors and Punch Out. But then all of a sudden it hit me. I'm like, somewhere either I read or someone told me or I heard it somewhere that you can actually affect that by putting a magnet on the horizontal pincushion transformer on the chassis itself. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to try that because I don't have to worry about convergence that way. And lo and behold, I put a magnet on there and it snapped perfectly into place. Just poof, square picture, done. Like that was it. Like convergence, everything's spot on. It just blew my mind. And which also now gives me some hope for maybe Carrie's Geo 7. I want to see if I can do the same thing with that.
So the magnet, you have to like glue it in place or what?
Nope, because the transformer has a metal bar on top, it just sticks right on there. You know, bloop, you just drop it on there. Yeah, so I did a short. Actually, it's because I posted pictures in Slack, but Brad was like, Orange Whip is like he just responds, Jim Bodini video, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do a video, fuck that, I'm not. And that was like, this actually wouldn't be that difficult. I can just quickly set up a couple cameras and just demonstrate. So that's what I did. Let me I'll share it here. I'll just skip to where...
I was thinking you put the magnet on the back of the tube, but you put it on...
You actually put it on the chassis, which is different than what I've done before. Because like normally when I fixed the bending and stuff with the Sanyo monitors, I attached the magnets to the bell of the tube itself. But the problem with that, well, it's not really a problem.
That's what I was wondering, if you
caveat,
had to glue it or something.
Usually I use Gorilla Tape.
Okay.
And it works, but it affects it throws the convergence out of whack. So you do have to kind of tweak the convergence after that fact. So it'll affect the geometry, but if it's in an area like where you have white text and stuff, you'll notice the convergence off. So you'll have to try to tweak that, and in some cases you can't adjust it completely out. So, but with this, you're actually putting it right on the chassis itself, on the little horizontal pincushion transformer. So let me just pull it up here. Yeah, it blew my mind that it worked as well as it did. I may have just gotten really, really lucky. Let's see here. All right,
your video is just the coolest thing. When I was just like, yeah.
I watched it too. He was so excited. He's like, look at this.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's cool.
Let's see
I
here.
was
Share
like, wow,
sound.
this is pretty neat.
Oh wait, no, I don't need to share sound because I can share it through here. All right. I'll just skip ahead here. Well, it's only a few minutes long, so I'll just
Sweet
figured
TV.
out the resistance on the yoke. It took the little measurements for the vertical and horizontal.
Let me
It
skip
matched
ahead
up,
here.
Swapped it out.
I know
but
where
let
Fox
me show you.
was on that
This is
TV.
this is how it looked originally after I swapped it out. And let me just back up. The reason why I was gonna swap out this tube is
Let me skip
let me go
ahead
out
here.
of here. When you're playing any, well, some of the maze games are okay, but if you're playing something like, let's see here, Frogger or Anteater, something with a solid color on the screen, it looks terrible because you can see that eyes burn. So this was a great candidate for swapping set of tools that I can use to show that. Let me go video.
I'll just play it from here.
And let's go.
Can you guys hear this?
Crosshatch. So I'm not sure how well this is going to turn out.
You can see it.
But
You can see it on the bottom.
you can see down here, hopefully, there's some bowing that goes just pretty much like this, and then also it kind of mirrors it at the top here. And with this crosshatch where it's really condensed, it's not as noticeable to see. But like on ones that are stretched out a lot more, you can see it better. But the bowing is kind of gradual throughout, so it gets worse and worse as you get to the edges of the picture. kind of the same way up to the top. So you got this bowing, and I wasn't expecting that because the yokes were they seemed so identical. But again, people always say that it's not all about the resistance. There's the stuff with the windings and blah blah blah. Technical jargon. I'm not going to talk about that here, but what I want to show you is something cool that I did to fix this. And it's something I don't know if I read about it or someone told me or I'd heard about it somewhere, but it involves using a magnet. And let me actually go around here. And I'll show you guys this. Bear with me. I need to turn on a light here. Okay, let's go up and there we go. You see that, let's see here. If I can point at it. See that there's that cap right there, and then behind it is that transformer that you see, like the windings around it, that little copper thing with the little black metal bar on top. I don't know if I'm describing it well, but right in the back center there, that transformer is the horizontal, basically the pin cushion transformer. And if you put a magnet on there, like I did, it will completely straighten out that bowing. Now, I don't know the technical reason for why that is, or how that works, or why it works, period, but it does. And it did a tremendous job in my situation, and so I'm going to demonstrate that here. Now, I don't know if this is this is a constant, like if this would work in every monitor or have the same effect or work the same for you guys, but it definitely worked in this situation. So I just want to show you, this is going to be really cool. Let me set my camera up on a tripod here so that you guys don't get sick. And I'm going to set up another camera on the front so you can see this as I put this magnet on there, what happens to the picture. So let me get set up here, and
I want a magnet when you electrocute yourself.
Okay. So I've got my magnet. Hopefully I don't bump the camera here. This is one of those rare instances where I didn't shock myself.
Hopefully you guys can also see I know, I was wondering.
Picture.
Like, oof, makes me nervous.
Can make out what's going on here. But watch.
Yeah, I'll just tell you something.
This comes out on my camera fine. But here we go. I've got the magnet. I'm just going to
watch the picture
right up in here.
Oh, weird. Does it just stay like that for good for a while, or what?
Nope, that's permanent as long as the magnet's there.
Pretty neat, huh?
Oh, you just got to keep the magnet on it.
To me,
it just attaches because it's metal. So
I'm not even going to
question
magnet. It does.
Wow, that's
wild. Hopefully this actually helps you guys
crazy?
too. I want to see if this will work on other monitors as well.
Let me here.
The magnet's not electrified or anything.
All right, take care.
Here, I'll show you.
So there's no current going through the magnet, though, right?
No.
Let's do it again here. Before. After. Before. After.
That's so weird.
Isn't that
right?
weird? Yeah. Anyways.
It's like those Dermoplex commercials they do on television. Put the goo on, all of a sudden all the wrinkles go away.
Yeah.
That's just bizarre. Oh, so I was telling Carrie earlier that because I swear just about any monitor I work on where I'm really spending a lot of time, especially with convergence, especially with the yoke and stuff, almost inevitably I shock myself at least once or twice. Like it always comes with territory. And so in this case, I was like, well, how? Because when I was putting the magnet on, I had the monitor out of the cabinet, and it was real easy to access, and I had it powered off. It was real easy to access that transformer. But when I was doing it here, I'm like, well, I want to be able to do this live. So, I know. I have a really long needle nose pliers. No problem. Oh, that'll be easy. And I kind of rehearsed, like, okay, yeah, I can totally reach that spot. No problem. So on my first take, I reach in there and with the needle nose pliers holding onto the magnet, and I drop it on the transformer. But it wouldn't let go. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? The magnet was powerful enough that it wouldn't release from the needle nose pliers because that's metal. So I'm like, oh shit. So then I'm like, eventually I tried all kinds of stuff like and using like plastic tools like chopsticks, and nothing worked. And so I'm like, I'm gonna have to just use my hand and fucking finesse this in there. If I get shocked, I get shocked. But
wow.
Yeah, it was just bizarre. So I did that over the weekend, and then I also finished Mega Touch.
Ooh, look at that.
That's the other one that you sent me, Dave.
I know. I saw your video. I watched your first video. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, it turned out nice. It cleaned up really nice. But so anyways,
Is that to keep, Jim, or to sell?
Dave offered to let me have that one.
Jim, that's yours. That's yours,
So,
buddy. Do
yeah.
whatever you want with it, buddy.
Okay.
You sell it, make
now,
a ton of money. You put a lot of work into it.
This one I was dependent on how well it would clean up after I was done with it, because I did all my upgrades, all the work and stuff, and but it cleaned up really, really nice. And so I'm gonna keep this one and sell my other one that I've got,
is that one bigger than yours, or same size, or it's just
so this one has a 19-inch screen. Oops, sorry, I know you can't see it. This one's got a 19-inch screen. My other one has a 17. And
mine had a 15, the one I wanted, right?
Correct.
Okay,
yep.
Okay, all right.
Yep. Yeah, and I still have all that. I have it all, like all the part, like everything works. I just need another case for it.
I'm gonna try and get one. I'm just waiting for that. I want that. I want to get my refund from UPS.
Oh, how's that?
Well, I called her last week or whatever, and she, I never got your. She's like, oh, just be patient, it'll be. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. It's so cool. It is what it is.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I was a little worried that they didn't have enough those specific pictures that they needed.
It's all good.
But yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
But I've been keeping my Craigslist and Facebook searches going in case something pops up too. That's that Evo model, because that is a common. I mean, those are pretty damn common. Those models, and so it's just a matter of time, and then I'll get that guy all bunned up, and hopefully they'll survive. I don't know if I should when that time comes, if I should do the UPS pack and ship like I have before, or if I should just try to pack it myself. But
it's all good either way. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And if I get the money, then I got the guy with the karate champ. He said he had busted once. I don't know if he was lying, but I haven't talked to him since. I was just waiting for the money before I even I like in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for UPS, and I'll call him and say, hey, how about that? Remember I said I needed the busted Evo? Did you have any? I'll give you $50. You're close. What are you doing with it? And then let me look at the karate champ again. Maybe $500 max. It's still there. He's not selling.
Yeah. Yeah, and chances are that even if he says it's broken, chances are parts in it, at least some of them, are still going to work. So, ideally, if the motherboard, and I even have a couple of spare motherboards, like the one that's in that Evo, the Asus one. I could send you a spare, but hopefully there'd be another one there so that you have some spare parts too. They don't really, especially in home use, you don't have to really worry about them croaking and stuff. Like there's all kinds of reports about heat and stuff, but like once I go through with the fans and everything like that, like it's pretty much bulletproof.
Now what's the difference between? I'm glad you're keeping this one. That's awesome. Is that because it's just a bigger screen? Is it? I don't remember. All right. Is
that's
it the
the
same
only
kind of
that's the
thing?
only
Is it the same kind of thing with the LED lights on the or does yours have that? The other one?
My other one has. I wish I could. Mine has lights that go. They're kind of under the cabinet, so like it looks very similar to the Evo. It's just a little bit. It's a bigger screen, but underneath the panel, the LCD and everything, there's two blue. I don't think they're LEDs. I think they're actually fluorescence or that ELO lighting or whatever. But they've got two of those underneath there, and then the little tiny marquee at the top, I believe, illuminates, and that's it. So this has
cool.
more.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Looking. Yeah,
it's got and you can actually go into the settings, and there's like 3 different profiles for how it animates the LED lighting around it. It's kind of cool.
Did you fix the joystick? I thought
Yes.
You said it's, what was that?
That was actually pretty cool. So what I did was, it was so what the problem with it was the actual joystick itself, the stick it's a metal, it's a little piece of metal that sticks up, and then the plastic housing for the joystick goes over that. And what had happened was that plastic housing, the little hole that slides over the shaft of the joystick, had just been from use, had been bored out. And so what I ended up doing
You said shaft.
was, yeah.
I was just typing the chat. Shaft is the word of the day.
A buddy, so my buddy Chris, you guys have a lot. Well, some of you know who Chris Rhodes is. He's been on here a couple times. He was like, because he has the same model too, and he's like, what he did to fix his was he cut a little tiny sliver off an aluminum can, and basically made a sleeve that went inside. And I tried that, and I was just getting pissed. So what I ended up doing was I still had some of my supplies from when I did the urethane mold for Wonka, where I made that part, and so I still had some of that urethane resin. So what I did was I sprayed the shaft with quick release stuff. It's like a lubricant so that it doesn't bond to it, and then I filled the joystick hole with the urethane resin and put the shaft in there, let it cure, and then when I pulled it out, I had a perfectly formed new what do you call that, sleeve collar. Here we go. There.
Oh, jeez.
So this white is the urethane, and that just gives you an idea of how much that hole had been just abused, from all the abuse had just been worn open, and that's why the joystick was loose. So now it's as it's tight as a glove. So yeah, so it's nice to be able to use some of that molding stuff because it worked out perfect.
Cool.
I still had a bunch of it left over from doing all the Wonka stuff, but so yeah. That was my update. I'm amazed I was even able to get it out, especially this late in the show.
That's what she said.
Probably helps that it wasn't a heavy drinking show.
There is that, and 6 or 7 of us versus 10 or 12.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy
I've
with
got some news. I've got a game coming in.
What?
Oh, you got Gino.
Well,
yeah.
I'm exaggerating. I pre-ordered one of the new Wave toys, so the 1942, 1943.
Oh,
you did.
So I did it. I
was on the fence on that one.
I didn't even see that they were doing a pre-order on that.
Yeah, I think it's still available right now.
Huh.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so I got that. That'll be your
Haven't done that for a while.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Did anybody get the Asteroids? I can't remember.
I did.
Gino did.
Yeah, I got it.
I got it too.
You got asteroids?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were just fishing for it. Yeah.
No, but I honestly couldn't remember because the alcohol.
It's just barely out of picture behind me. You can see the Tempest in box.
Oh yeah.
Next to that
Oh,
is the
yeah,
Dragon's
there it
Lair
is.
box. Next to the Dragon's Lair is the Asteroids.
Oh, just take your camera and pan that way.
Delicious.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had it too, Gak.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't know that. Yeah.
And the only one I've actually opened is Tempest. The other two still have the sealed package.
My son wanted.
Well, because you're going to turn around and sell it for big bucks.
Right? Yeah, they're worth more that way. Yeah.
My son wanted to take his for show and tell. The Dragon's Lair, the Centipede. Carter, they don't anymore.
I was thinking about selling the Centipede because it's worth $700.
Jesus.
I paid $80-something for it for that little Centipede.
Well, people are asking that. Does that mean they're getting it?
That's like the fucking graphics cards right
I don't
now.
know. I've seen more than one on there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I only paid $50 for mine off of Craigslist. Maybe I should sell it.
Fucking graphics cards are going for twice the price right now on eBay and stuff.
Just dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah. stupid, worthless.
Which reminds me, I have to get up
Dumb and
tomorrow
crap.
to see if Micro Center got more graphics
Yeah.
cards in with their waitlist thing. I came so fucking close to getting to 3080 on what day was that? That was Sunday. Yeah, they had 16 in, and I think I missed it by 2. Yeah, they got it because they've been doing this waitlist thing. I don't know, Mock, did I tell you about that? I probably did. So Micro Center's doing this this waitlist thing to kind of give everyone a fair chance of getting a graphics card, and so they get truckloads of shipments every day of the week except Tuesday, and they do this online. You can do it through your phone, or you can go on this, use a web browser, and they have this little wait list that opens up sometime between 7 and 9 a.m. because most days of the week their store opens up at 10. Sundays it's 11, and if you get on that list, and they serve in the order that you're on that list. So say yesterday I was spot number 18, and they send you a text saying what number and place you are, and then anywhere between 10 minutes to an hour later they'll text you with what stock they got in, if any. And so they'll either say they'll either say no video cards today, or they'll be like, today's stock, we got 15 3070s, 16 these, and so so I've been doing that
on it quicker. That's cool.
Yeah, so I've come I the closest I came as far as the spot went. Well, actually on last Wednesday I got, because that was the first week I started doing this, I actually got in the store. I could have bought a 3070 or 3060. I had the chance, but I really want to get a 3080, and they're limiting one card per customer per 30 days, and so that people can't just keep coming back, and they check your ID and everything. So I was like, okay, I'll let the next person in line have a whack at it. So, and then on Sunday they got 16 3080s, and I think I missed it by two slots. I was like,
Hey.
but it's kind of
that brings me to another rant.
Uh-oh.
I got a rant now.
Shit, I need a new musical segment for Gino's rant. Let's see here. How about
There we go. No, my rant is here we are in Silicon Valley. We used to have all kinds of great computer stores around here.
Yeah.
Micro Center has since pulled out. Fry's is now shut down. I mean, they were gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
But now they're not. They're gone. There's just not. We're Silicon Valley, and there's not a get.
Yeah, what the hell?
Or anywhere. So I'm
that makes no sense. Yeah.
Center, even though you have to wait for a video card, at least you got a place where you can go to get a video card.
I fucking love Micro Center. That's so that they have the opposite problem that Fry's had before they closed. They don't have enough. They have too much product and not enough space.
Right.
They're just stacks and stacks. Yeah, and I'm lucky because Micro Center is literally 15 minutes away from me. It's
I understand why they pulled out of California, or why they pulled out of the Bay Area. It's just so expensive to live.
They pulled out.
Yeah, anyway,
pull out.
They kept getting into too much trouble.
Yep. Yeah, no, it sucks.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's such a weird time. Yeah. Everything's going for. I mean, I've the irony here is that the day that I could have got that 3070 and I passed, I came home and I got an email from B&H. I had sent a long time ago notify me when in stock, and I got the email saying that they had a 3070 in stock, and I'm next on the list. Do I want it? And I'm like, well, yeah, and because it doesn't affect the Micro Center thing, and so they basically reserve, in the order that you click auto notify, they reserve that card for you when your number's up, send you an email, and then you have a week. I think you have 5-6 days or something like that to call. You have to call them, and they give you, in the email, they give you a code that you use, and then you actually have to speak to a representative, and then they send it to you, and it's very, very locked down. And
Wow.
So I have a 3070, but I might offer it to one of my friends or something like that. If and when I get my hands on a 3080, so
Yeah,
I at least have a backup.
Yeah.
I've been there in person. Anyone else been to B&H in Manhattan?
No.
No, I've wanted to. Doesn't it take up like a whole city block?
Dude, it was. I mean, granted, this was 20 years ago, but it was impressive as hell. Maybe 30 years ago when I was.
That's
there.
where I buy all of my audio video stuff.
Dude, yeah, I used to buy there too. And it was all Hasidic Jewish guys, and it was crazy. It was like, wow, this is like it's stuff like flying, like like the old like paper slips like flying on. Then they throw it
they
down.
fling them. Yeah,
yeah. There'd be like a wire, and then
Sing.
my father was then, and then so we're talking. This was like shit, like 97, 98. And he's like, and I remember the guy's like, yeah, we're the biggest distributor of Sony in the United States or whatever. And it was like, dude, it was just crazy. It was like,
Wow.
It was so impressive. Like the whole, like, God, they got an operation here, man. This is amazing. I mean, I don't know if it's, like I said, I haven't been in there.
I've been buying stuff
25
from
minutes.
them since like the early 2000s when I bought like my first like video camera and stuff. Cause like that was like go through and I was like, oh, they're in New York. This is awesome. And they have quick free shipping. But I remember I still get their big catalogs, just like Sweetwater.
You still get the because you're buying them. You're buying.
Yeah,
them.
yeah, and they because they'll send them to me. But like I've heard that their store takes up like an entire city block.
It's huge. It's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought the last thing. I'm trying to think the last thing I bought from there. It's been a while. I bought my stereo receiver when we moved in this house. I'm still using it. It's still left on like 90% of the times. Julie doesn't turn it off, but it's still working. I mean, yeah, it was an amazing. It's an amazing place to see in person.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they've upgraded or changed, but it was wild to see like the way the it's like hamburgers.
I would love to visit that store, honestly. Although it'd be like a candy store. I'm just like, I want that. I want that. I want. But, well, what do you guys think? Should
Fry's
we?
used to be like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, I've only
in the
been in
day.
Fry's once when, or once or twice, and that was when they're on their way out. Because I was like, yeah.
In their heyday, it was amazing, that place.
Yeah, it
I mean,
was.
they had this, so Gino knows. It was just, first of all, every store is themed, so you don't know, what it's going to be in there. It's really cool to check out the themes. Like we had in San Marcos, it was the Atlantis theme. So they had giant fish tanks all over the place.
Oh, sweet.
A big fountain. It was a marble ball that had water shooting underneath it that you could like push and rotate it. That would just rotate on its own and crap. They had on the ledges all around the store had like factory moving parts and things, like it was a city being run with an engine and things. Then they had a restaurant in the center that was surrounded by an aquarium. It was just really cool, and all the products were neat. You could see like stereo systems that you may want to check out, or car stereos, and now you go
actually have like stuff to rebuild monitors too, like caps.
Oh yeah, they have
sisters.
parts and things, soldering equipment, all that shit.
It's like a ginormous Radio Shack.
That's what it was. Yeah,
it was.
They took out Radio Shack basically.
I remember they stopped carrying copper because people were stealing it and melting it down and selling it. It's like,
wow, that's like the Cadillac converter thing right now.
Yeah.
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 That's nuts. Well, what do you guys think? Call it?
Yeah, let's call it.
Let's
I gotta
call
get
it,
some sleeps.
Gak, you want to do your little your little
Well, I don't know. I didn't see who all chimed in, but thanks everybody for hanging out. So it might be 2 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now with the Atari takeover. But we'll see everybody in 2 weeks from now.
We'll post in Clav once we know for sure. But that'll be awesome. But either way, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yep, sounds good. Woohoo!
All right, awesome.
All right, see you guys.